flying so close to where we belong, and we're trying to go somewhere new. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I can walk through fire. And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I can walk through fire. Trying to step back and see the view from above, 'cause I know that nothing lasts forever. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. 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 Shockwaves with you.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope you boys are all having a wonderful, beautiful evening. How y'all doing? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a good one, boys. We got ourselves more 5V5 1v1 duels, and I did get a message where next week, potentially, we might actually be bringing back, depending on how things go, the duels over in the NA. So that'll be plenty exciting. I'm actually I miss the NA homies. You got Big Frost DK buffs, and no other than my boy Chills messaged me back about it yesterday. I was like, yo, they did it. They actually did it. We both agree that it's probably going to be like, a slight upgrade, but like better than nothing. And they woke up, dude. He got some buffs and it was like, oh wait, dude, real shit. You know what I mean? How y'all doing though? But tonight we are going to be going back to EU. We are still doing EU. I don't think I want to change that specifically. I think we're just going to keep doing the same thing we'll be doing, at least, not so we don't change our schedule too badly. At least for the time being. We'll figure that stuff out at a later time or whatever. But yeah. How y'all doing though? Hope everybody's having a good one, boys. Let's get some groups up and running, baby. We won't have plush, so we'll need somebody else to lead a group over in the EU region. One group needs one more. Beautiful. So we have one. That's essentially good. I'll get a second one up and running. Привет, Кобри, здорово. Группу сейчас будем себе делать. Ты хочешь быть лид в команде? Спрашивает. Я спросил тебя вчера, но сейчас. Oh, yeah. I like this song. Let's get these going, boys. Let's get these up and running. Look at that rogue, dude. I geared him. I geared this rogue recently. For PvP specifically. I still need to do PvE gearing, but EU rogue almost online, boys. Almost. Well, actually, he is online for PvP. Actually, fully online for PvP. I just need to get enchants and stuff, but like otherwise, it's pretty doable. Pretty doable. Let me get the second group up and running here, boys. For 5V5 1V1 DUELS, if y'all want to join in, we'll have the groups listed under Molten Core as per usual. So Alliance and Horde can all join in. Кобре, сейчас мне команда. Можешь записываться на это, и тебе лиды сделаю. I'm gonna make Cobra lead. Here we go. I'm gonna make Cobra lead for the groups. If y'all want to join in, here's how to join. I'm gonna start going through my BNet friends list, seeing who else wants to be invited. Where is Jay, by the way? Normally Jay joins these. I haven't seen him in a second. Does Amori join these? I think Amori has joined these before, hasn't he? Although I feel like last time I messaged Amori, he didn't say much. Battle Lord? Is that somebody that plays? Hey, Battle Lord, wanna join 5V5 Duels? I don't remember who has joined these before. Хорошо. Друзей приглашай. If you guys got any homies you want to invite. Is Blackie in the group already, Johnny? Or do I invite him? Or is he in your group right now? Chrysler's in a war zone, dude. I'd love to have Chrysler in these. Family doing some Liberation of Undermine stuff. Alrighty. Wait, she's playing a Pally now? I thought she was a priest. I'm wrong about that. Blagging, not in my group. Okay, hold on a second. Hey, we got more duels on EU. Want in? Hold on a second. I'll see if he wants in. Does Frosty join these ever? Hey, Frosty, wanna join 5V5 Duels on EU? I'll ask him. Oh, Bilbo! He's in a rookery. But normally, we had Bilbo last time. He joined in. He seemed to have fun. So if he's out, I can invite him. I can see if Necro wants to join in. I think let's get joiners before him. He's in Dornagal. Hey, wait, typing the wrong person. Hey, Necro, wanna join 5V5 Duels? Question mark? Pascal's in Orbodrome right now, so I'll just let him do his own thing. But I'll hit him up. Rod arm. Ooh. Hey, we got more duels tonight if you want in. Smiley face. SKXR is a deep hole ravine, so he's pushing BGs. Sleepy Bear. Hey, we got more 5V5 duels if you wanna join later. Smiley face. Chasing a Wintergrass, bro. I haven't seen Tasty in a second. He's probably back and he's gearing up. I'd imagine for like first time of the season. I'll let him do his thing. I mean, I could actually ask him if he wants to join. Looking for long-term demo for 3 push. Got Evo heal around 2.5. Yeah, I actually I wonder. Hey friend, I'm gonna join 5V5 Duels sometime. I'll whisper him, dude. I'll write to him. All right, so we got Cobre, and I'm trying to see if we can get a couple more bodies in here. Hey, Amori, wanna join? Join those, friend? Let's try to see if we can get him in here. Battlelord, I already messaged. Black Eye hit up. I'm waiting on him. Chrysler, once he's out of the Warsong Gulch, I'll actually see if he'd be down to join in. Because that could be kind of fun. Not today? Okay, so I'm already said not today. But we still got a bunch of PMs. So possibly one of them might be able to join in. Kalahari is a PvE guy. Necro already hit up. Pando, Paz? Paz, I think, is a PvE guy. I'll also hit up Rado after he's done with his key. And SKX when he's out of Deep Hole Ravine. So there's a couple of potential bodies we could get here, boys. Couple of potential bodies here. I do miss Jay, though, man. Jayhawk. Where is he at? Because I feel like I haven't seen that guy in, like... Was he in last week? I don't even remember. Toma also is another major I haven't seen in the second. Jareem. I wonder what that guy is at, actually. But if we can get a couple of bodies, boys, will be good to go. Dan? Hold on, Dan reached it out to me? What is this? Can you help Dallas take a win resolution again? Yes, you can. Basically run visions with a mask or 3 with a few masks. I'd do a 3 mask run. 2 masks can randomly drop from the end of reward boxes. Try to clear all bonus areas of Strowman before you kill Alaria. It drops from one of the bonus boxes. Got 2 of them so far. Yeah, all good, man, all good. Yeah. Wowhead, I feel like didn't really go into depth of like what old rewards from BFA coming back to Visions, but there's actually a lot of old rewards. Male Muncher's back in. The wasn't there like a warm mount outside of Male Muncher? Wasn't there like another warm mount for like getting a 5 mask run done? Because 5 mask was maximum you had back then. Like a hard mode run, or like a hard mode, but not really hard mode, because it was like kind of expected that you would eventually do a 5 mask run for like maximum rewards in your cloak or something. That one, maybe I'm confusing it with another war mount. There was a bunch. I think. Wait. Maybe I am actually. Chat. Does anybody know if there was a KSM reward for BFA Visions? Which Void Guard horse could fly? Same. You know what? A lot of the other horses can fly. Not even special horses. Just normal ass horses can fly. But yeah, that one apparently can't. Literally a horse of the void. It can't fly for some reason. I don't understand. Let me in. Okay, I can invite you in a sec. Chat, do we get the mount? I already have this on an A. Oh, you know what? I have the I think I have the. Hold on. Okay, I already do have it. Okay, I need to wear that now. Yo, Leon, I can get you in if you're online. If you're online, I can invite you. Gotta be online for me to invite you. Where are you? Cragger? My man. Then we got Calox? Gotcha. Gotta be... Are you? The DH? Otherwise, you gotta be online for me to in-friend. All right, so we got Leon in. I'm just waiting for a couple of whispers back. See what we get out of here, boys. Let me also mog myself here real quickly. I'm in. You're the DH. Got it. Perfect. Awesome. Love the little headshot. It is kind of good. I honestly thought they were just gonna copy the bear animations for it, but they didn't. They actually made it look quite a little different. I'm actually kind of happy about it myself personally. Yeah. Let's see if I can do a full set, dude. We got a full raccoon outfit, right? Callow the woodland raccoon. There it is. There it is, baby. Do I have any other pieces that match it? Because apparently there's a better chest pieces that match it even, like, more perfectly. And, like, legs. Legs cannot be transmogged? Wait, do I not have transmoggable legs? Oh, yeah, I don't. That would do it. That would do it. All right, never mind. I don't have real legs. I have like cloth legs. Dude, I was actually using the Scarab to complete Shadowlands stuff in order to unlock the what is it, the Sarabane for a video. No wonder everything was taking forever to die. I didn't even have full gear on. I'm gonna explain it so much. That trading post are so horrible. Expect from mounts are nice. I actually think this month's trading post was a banger. Dude, they have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles outfit pieces. From the weapons, dude. Katanas, you got sais, you got nunchucks that have this like wiggle animation to them. It's dope. You got these Death Warder pieces that look like Drustvar-esque. They look badass. Honestly. I mean, Rocket Chicken, I think this is really good. Bakar is fine. The Raccoon stuff is fine. These things are all fine. But like these, I think, have been an upgrade. And there's even more cool stuff on the horizon. Ready? Okay, we need 3 more. We need 3 more. Yeah, I'm in need of bodies here over on the EU side of things. This is actually unusual. Normally for EU we get these groups up so quickly. But I need a couple more bodies, boys. So we need a couple more. Blackie have not messaged me back, but I'm pretty sure once he does, might be able to get him in. Hey, wanna join those after the BG? See if I can maybe secure a Chrysler here pretty early on. Fort Slayer's on the Rookery still. Johnny's in the other team. Kalahari is PE. Double checking all my friendos here. Students in the broom. Rick hasn't messaged me back, but I wonder if he'll be interested. SKXR, hey, wanna join 5V5 Duels, friend? See if SKXR will send, because he's a pally, so they should be blasting. I messaged Tasty, I messaged Sleepy, waiting for them to go back to me. Hey, wanna join 5V5 Duels, friend? Oh, 4-set, sorry, bro. Oh, all good, all good. All G. Oh, yeah, 4-set is kind of big for Pally, ain't it? Kind of big. Dal Johnny said you'll love my mog. Dal Johnny said you'll like my mog and the character name. I expect big reactions. Yo, hopefully, man. Hopefully. Speaking of big reactions, we can do something to help me get some groups together over in the U side of things. Not today, bro. All G, friend. All G, friend. Hee hotik. Whoa. Hold on a second. You got a boy? Wait. Wait a second. Is Leon got a squad? Does Leon? Okay, never mind. One of the squad didn't want to join. Hold on a second. So we need still 3 more bodies. I got a bunch of whispers. I'm just waiting for people to get back to me. Once they get back to me, then we'll have an idea whether we can get a group together or not. But we should, if at least 3 of them respond. There's a bunch of them. We'll be able to get a bodies together. RZ Brock. Yeah, I'll get him in here, man. Yeah. But yeah, no, trading post items are actually really, really good, man. I like him a lot. I like him a bunch. But yeah. Let's see. I think I'm kind of just waiting, man. You know, this is the best time for me to catch up. Just take a breather, get some coffee. I woke up so late today, dude, so I'm super behind. Also, chat, I got to do some keys yesterday, man. Like, actual good push keys. It was actually really fun. We timed a, I don't know if we timed 117 or 2 17s. I don't remember. We did a bunch of them. We got a bunch of 16s out of the way. These dudes that I found, I just kind of plugged into them. And they were like, hey, you want to just do another key? I was like, all right. Hey, you want to join us for a key over on the weekend? Sure. So we just did a bunch of them. Like, hey, you want to come back Monday? I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? It was actually kind of cool. And they basically they got some strats, dude. There's some cool strats you can do in Priory for like the pulls and what mobs you want to fight that I feel like makes the dungeon easier. There's some cool strats in Theater of Pain. Like normally you would do it as a demon hunter, but the bear druid was just like flying from platform to platform. It's kind of cool, like a flying bear strat. I never thought about it, but it also lets you skip like 2 of the big elites in the PvP quarter. You know what I mean? Like those guys take forever to kill. There's just too much single target damage requirement on those. So then you kind of just skip 1 and you fight the middle pack, skip the other guy, fight the boss, leave. So you're just in, fight 1 pack, fight 2 pack, fight the boss and out. You're just in and out so quickly, but you do have to make a percentage in like the play in the Necromancer quarter. So you have to pull a little more aggressively, but as long as you got kicks, which at some point it got really, really sketchy. There's just a lot of things going on. dudes doing these frontal tornado things, lots of gas happening. So you're just like, you gotta chain sweep, you gotta go for ring, you gotta go for roar, you gotta go for Ursel knock, you gotta go for binding, you gotta go for a knock up, you gotta go for an AO blind, then you got individual kicks, and then you go back in that rotation. And it's like, it's just a lot happening at once. I was just a little overwhelmed, but I was just like, focus, focus, focus. Don't miss your kick. Don't miss your blind. Don't let a cast go off. Don't get hit. I made some mistakes, obviously, pretty bad ones, especially when we were doing a rookery. I didn't know, like, there's this big dude before a second boss. Wait a second. Wait a second. Yo, we got a group, boys. We got a group, baby. All right, Cobra, we're making you lead. And we're good to go. Invite spectator match. Cobrex and Johnny Boy. 5 grand 1. Here we go. Warlock Empire, dude. Actually, a Warlock Empire. Wait, do we have a lot of Warlocks in that team? Because I didn't look. I know it's you and Rick. Is there more? Was there another Warlock in there? I give 1 grand, but I'm trying to see if I can for maybe another one then, if it's not working. I didn't even look. That we just gonna have a bunch of locks? Dude, a bunch of demo locks is just unwinnable. Undestroyable. What's up, sir game? Dalaran, привет. С уважением. Я не знаю, что это. Is that with respect? С уважением из России. Здорово, друг. Здорово, Сергей. Как тебе дела, братан? Ну чё? Большое спасибо, что пришел на стрим. Надеюсь, вам понравятся все дуэли. Let's try a different map. Let's try a different map. I'm gonna do hook, I guess. Это респект. Хорошо, хорошо. Да, я не жил в России давным-давно, но не знаю, как все молодежь, как молодежь говорит. Все есть, как его, по-английски мы не знаю, что это слово будет, но у всех есть сленг свое. Oh, there is a lot of warlocks on one team. That is crazy. Anyway, I'm just trying to hit up Sergey with a hello. Try to figure out what one of the words was. Not used to some of the slang, I guess. I actually, you know what? The slang in Russian culture, in Russian society, doesn't even feel like it's new. You know how like in US you got people with Riz, Skibbity, Gyat, right? Making up bullshit on the spot. In Russian, it almost feels like they're taking words from like old days and are revitalizing them back into regular speech. It's actually kind of like, it feels and sounds classy. That's the best way I can put it. It sounds classy. I don't necessarily hate it. Alrighty, boys. First duel of the night. Twitch. Got ourselves literally the Warlock Coven here with Cobra. We got ourselves Rick somewhere in there. We got RZ, I'll call you RZ. We got Goeris and Psylocke, the demon, someone from beyond. Literally everybody here is demonic. And then we got, well, Goeris is pretty demonic. Look at his set, dude. Look at his skulls and everything. Honestly, if you told me he looks like a warlock, I wouldn't bat an eye. I actually wouldn't even question it. Foxy. Actual Foxy, that is a fox. All right, Foxy, oh, whoa. That's so good. We got us a Leo on that team as well. We got us a Thas Meese as well as Felder. Oh. I kind of like the Rosenmouth thing. I kind of like that. It's going to be a stun by Silo. Silo? I think it is Silo. As he goes for a trinket, then it's going to be Foxy taking a lot of damage. Will have to use a defensive. No, Karma does go down. I am not exactly sure. Maybe they just weren't expecting Silo to just go in all out on damage. Maybe it's just first match of the round and just first game jitters. Foxy dead very quickly. Yeah, unfortunately. Silence on the Silo. As they got himself immunity versus Leo. They got him most amount of damage right now. Silo's gonna have to have an out here. Probably Darkness. We'll have to use something mad first. What was that hit by Leo? Was that a Frost Strike? I actually feel like that was a Frost Strike. I don't think it was an Obliterate. He was actually like kind of okay, and then bunch of health just gone. With RZ gonna be up next as a Warlock. Holy. I'm not young, I'm ready to look at it all. I не знал. Я, как по-русски, я assume. I assumed, Sergey, what you were trying to say, man. That's my B, dude. That is absolutely my bad, honestly. I wish I could tell it. My Russian is so bad, bro. So hopefully, you know, at least a little bit of English, or if what Coolbrick can maybe translate what I'm saying, but definitely didn't mean any disrespect to you, my man. Definitely not. Ripping soul out of Leo's body. It looks like RC is just trying to see if he can stay on the cheese, but a death and decay slow is actually so good. Dropping in a bunch of pets, playing that demonology. For some reason, I thought he was Destro. He's trying to summon up even more demons. For Leo, he's kind of limited to what he can do right now, but he's limited by time too. If he just lets the demons keep coming out of the woodworks, big old Twilight Dev, I do love seeing it. Eventually he's gonna fall behind, so he's gotta make a play, trying to go for AMS, big damage, silence on RZ, in a position where he can grip him, he can try to port out. Warlock Hellstone does go for a port, is gonna grip him back in, still rolling with cooldowns, is Mortal Cove running him out with a Lich Board to break out of the fear, stun with the Riders back in the action. Got himself a reflect, but I don't think it matters with Leo crushing him down. As soon as you get the Riders and the full burst together, there's so much damage out at once, man. Big boy double CC low. Oh no. One shots are real. Yo, with Leo in particular, dude, he's figured out some cool strats. Frost Death's really got some really cool things going on with the Riders and big frost strikes and obliterates and like the constant passive damage of the Pillar of Frost from Mortis Winter version, the PvP talent. I forget what's it. Well, I don't even know what the PvP talent is. It's a new one they added. Full burst out for Goeres, trying to see if he can go for a big bloodlust, blind by Leo, trying to see if he can get some cooldowns out of Goeres. He does play for full ascendance, so Goeres needs to make sure he got Leo in a great spot, ideally away from a pillar so you can go hide and be away from him. But he's got to see if he can set up for a proper ascend to make sure he has line of sight of Leo and can't get interrupted. At some point, Leo is going to go for damage, so maybe Goeres might decide to go counter-offensive with an ascend. Wait for Leo to go using cooldowns, and then use cooldowns of his own. Stun, IBF, break it out of it really quickly. Trying to be very, very careful with the damage. It is going to be grip. Goeres trying to go for a leap. Does he have one more grip? Eventually, he's going to be out of grips. Goeres silence. He might just need to go ascend. He might just need to go ascend and just counter pressure Leo. This might be his best scenario. Trying to see if he wants to go for it. Leo's been very careful. Got himself full cooldown, but having to cancel him. Because it feels like the damage versus Goeres is just a little much. Try to go for a stun with the dragon. Doesn't connect. Taking out a totem. No second totem to follow up. Goeres with ascendance. Leo with a dome. Isn't enough to knock out of the dome. Gripping him back in. But a change finds some cover behind the pillar. Taking so many wind strikes back to back. Death pack. Keeping him barely alive. But he just doesn't have much health to heal through it. Goeres with a trinket. He's got him some mobility. He got Ghost Wolf. Is it going to be random procs? Is that TD procs from Goeres, or is that procs of Twilight Devastation from Leo, by the way? I can't tell. I actually can't tell. I'm assuming most of you guys would be running like those. I'm assuming most of you guys would just be running stat procs or like Gushing Wound or something. Just at this point. At this point, I just assume gotta be a Lichborn out for Leo with an AMS right after Goeres. Just needs a little bit more damage. Leo found a way to survive a little bit here. The slows versus the Shaman with Chain of Ice and Death and Decays are actually doing a bit of work, since Goeres is basically stuck in Ghost Wolf the entire time. He can only do so much damage-wise. Trying to see if he can lock down Leo. Take it out totem. No second totem to replace it. But Leo's so low. Unless he finds cover right now, he's in a lot of trouble. He technically has offensive power, but a Tempest taking him out. Beautiful looking ability. Striking down the Death Knight covered in plate. I imagine it just courses right through his body. Oh, that was so good. Da primera zencija z uvaženjem. Zdrovo, QI. Oh, zdrovo, drug. Hey, we got more Russians popping in here, man. DK is one of my favorites in your duels. I love DK class. Same, dude, same. Frost in particular, I feel like we just don't see that many of them. I feel like at Holy are quite abound just about everywhere, but Frost in particular is so fun. Leo, Johnny in particular is really good. I think Shields is also an excellent Death Knight. Both of them are very kind of similar, but not quite. I feel like there's always differences, slight ones between NA and EU, and both are really good. Goeres trying to see if he can survive the Hunter into a wall out for Thess. Trying to see if he can keep the pressure at bay for Goeres. That's going to be double totem. Taking him out here. That's going to be yet another Tempest dropping in. He got himself a send, but Thess needs a turtle or something. Unless he thinks he can just out-damage an ascended god. I don't know if he can do it. Big aim shots, doing a lot of work. Turtle Shell comes out as he gets super low. Got himself a little bit of that exil together with a short wall. Or wall to get a short exil? Actually, it is. I think that's what it was. Volley doesn't quite connect. The Goeres does find himself some cover. Thas potentially could go for a reset here with a camo. Do you have flame shocks? Root around the corner is going to stop a lot of the go. You still have double tap. Double tap doing quite a decent bit of damage. You got to find a way to stop. Goers for a second. Freezing. Oh, trickings out of it. Leaping in. Trying to see if we can end it. Leaps in with a Sunder to end it. Oh, Goer is holding down the fort, man. Holding his own with me. He's going to be up next. Not going to be an easy challenge for him. I feel like shamans at some point used to just absolutely dominate and walk over mages like they were a rug. But at some point, the dynamic of power has shifted a little bit. No longer do shamans have like a crazy advantage over mages, but it's a little bit more even. I'd say it's a little bit more even. Frozen Orb as well as Blizzard on either side. Goer's finding himself in a nice pocket where he doesn't get hit by either one, but still kind of pressured and is going to get hit with the Meteor Combat Storm. Everything stunned onto Mies. Does he have the healing? He needs damage or healing. One of those two is going to get stunned up unless he's careful. Full stun, knocking it back, interrupted the Ray of Frost. Still flurries flying in. More shatters. Oh, more shatters, and the Frostfire procs were enough. With Cobra going to be up next. Immediately trying to see if he can hit Mies with some resources. Is going to be hitting his pet apparently with the Chaos Mother, unfortunately though. Bolt 1, oh my god, with an overfeed around the corner, casting even more bolts right after, with a succubus catching him midway through. It is just over unless you get a block. You might just have to try to go for a stun. Very, very, very good play. Very aggressive play. Forces a trinket out of Cobra. Pit Lord also joins in, blasting the Ellie, but at least it's not blasting Mies. And Mies does have instacast he can go for around the corner. Freezing on the succubus. I don't know if he can go for like a full reset with mage food. Maybe looking potentially for a block here. But as long as you don't drop too low on health, does go for invis. As Unfurl drops in. This is huge for Mies. I don't know if he can go far. He knows he's going to pick up the eye at some point. So maybe Breath. Hits him with a Nova. Hits him with a Root. Meteor down. Reflect out for Cobra. That's huge. Try to see if he can spell steal it. I don't know if he was successful at it. Ray of Frost doing a bit of damage, but a board out for Cobra. And he needs to send the pets back at Mies. He's got himself shifting power. He needs to be very careful with that succubus though. That succubus could be really, really bad for you. Needs to land and interrupt on that thing. Does get hit by it. Might be a block here. If you get a bolt out of Cobra, that's a block. No, it's a portal. I think you still block it. That is 2 portals. I think we block those. Overlord, yeah. That's way too much damage. You got whatever recovery you can at 47% dampening. It's not going to be a lot. Not going to be a lot, man. The Shaman, though, dude, Goeris is a really, really good Shaman, man. Really good one. Sabo is another one that's really, really good. And Sham. Sham Tard also is insane. Mortical ascended by Cobra. It's got a bolt. I think it's over. Just taking him out. Extinguishing that life like it's nothing. But Felder going to be up next. Charging in. At least charging in to set up a port and all that. What are those legs? Is that, oh, that's a Ventier set. I was gonna say for a second, like what armored cloth pieces do warlocks have? But that is a Ventier set. I never get to see the legs. I guess normally for cloth classes they have like the robe covering the legs. I never realized there was like plating on the side like that. It actually looks kind of cool. It actually looks kind of dope. I like that. I like when they have like a leather set, but there's like armor bits on it, like proper metal pieces. Like the Shadowlands set is just basically all metal, almost all of it. Full succubus CC landing with Axe Toss onto Cobra, as both Felder and Cobra are going to have a bit of CC each other from pets. Wall off for Felder really, really early though. Really aggressive use of the wall. For Cobra just locking him down with CC. As he's setting up even more damage. Bonds of Felder, if you go anywhere, might be in a bit of trouble. Does go for Reflect, does break the Bonds of Fel. More demons summoned in. Unless he goes in for a full army of demons with a Tyrant right now. I don't really know what else he could really do. He needs more pets. Drop it down Infernal as he tries to stop his cast as best as possible. Felder shadow bolting him down. Needs to at some point summon up the big guns into a succubus. CC is double Infernal blasting him. Chaos Bolt 1 stun does connect. Never mind. Cobra just taking it at the end. Alrighty. I was kind of waiting. Wait, Goer's got a lot of healing. I was waiting for the Warlock to the Felder to drop down a full Tyrant. I guess I'm so used to the way Rick plays it. I was just like, Tyrant. I feel like there's an opportunity, but maybe you were just waiting to get the Demon Doggers and all the other pets, and then once he gets all of them out, then proper Tyrant. So then he got him desynced or whatever. I think at some point you just send a Tyrant, because then you get also a big Dread Dog and just let him do damage from a pillar. Let's get ourselves another going, boys, yeah? Cobra and Leo, let me know when the boys are ready. Cobra, скажи, когда команда готова. Если у тебя 5, если тебе больше людей нужно. As I figure out how many duels we're at. Yo, we're hitting at 700 tonight. Is it you today? Yes, it is, Leah. You're more than welcome to join us. Johnny is changing real quick. Awesome. Giving you a second. Let me know when you're good. Кобре, сейчас доберу минус 1. Окей. Кобре, скажи, если моя помощь нужна с группой. Или думаешь, ты можешь собрать группу с собой. Cobra has a group. Cobra has a group in multi-core listed. If you guys want to join in, Leah, if you want to join in, well, welcome to. We got a spot. Got a spot just for you. You can run with the Warlock squad. There it is. There it is. Beautiful. Готовы? Beautiful. Johnny needs one also. Alright, Johnny also listed. Johnny needs one more. So if you guys want to join Johnny, my boy Leo, mother welcome to. They got a spot as well. The last one from Johnny's group. Okay, cool. We'll get you guys a +1, hopefully. And it looks like that +1. Ask and you shall receive. Let's head you guys into the grand because we got to do the grand to start things off. We had to do a hook point. I'm away. Yo, AA, if we got spots made, we'll get you in. For sure, for sure. I don't know if that was you that got the last spot with Johnny or Cobra, or if you still would like to join in, but yeah. You're more than welcome to though. Sabo joined in. Let's go. Sabo is back, dude. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Holy. Might join after a round. Okay, sounds good. Maybe next round. Okay, cool. So we got bodies. So we got spots, boys. Let them know. And we got bodies. 11 roll. Yeah. I like it that you actually switch around between Monk and the DK. Yeah, if you guys want to play alts for these, you're more than welcome to, man. These are all part of the fun. Honestly. Yeah, it's one of the best ways to not get burnt out with a main either. You know what I mean? Part of the reason why I have as many alts as I do. Kinda wish... I've been really on this Devastation Evoker grind. I've been really having a lot of fun with it. I need more gear for that thing, but I really wish it was like tankier in PvP because I think it would be really, really fun. I feel like only Preservation is the only one that feels kind of tanky, kind of good to play right now. Dev is good damage-wise, but I just wish it had a bit more survivability. Goer is going to be first up versus me. It's a bit of a rematch between these two. Last time Goeris had to play on a back foot the entire time. This time, though, he might be able to get himself a bit of a play. Mies immediately procced a random Bloodlust. Random Triborp. Immediate Ascendance on Goeris. Immediate Ascendance just rushing in there. I don't know if he can really root. Mies trying to go for a stun. Looking for some damage. Big procs. Lots available. Trying to go for some damage. Stun around the corner. Few valuable wind strikes do connect. This is so good for him. Ring of Frost trying to see if he can avoid it. Mies trying to use zonal action. Never completed the Ring of Frost, however. So if Goeris, that alter too wasn't great for Mies, didn't ultra high, trying to go for a stun, knockback, dropping out of the beach here. Goeris able to leap out of that so easily. Still got plenty of pressure from Mies. If you got Maelstrom, lightning bolts are gonna do work. Look at that damage. Wow. He's not a melee class, boys. He's a ranged. He's an elemental shaman that just decided, you know what? I feel like dual wielding, boys. I feel like dual wielding, man. Maelstrom power is so good, or Maelstrom rather. Maelstrom stacks are so good. My favorite part about enhancement, honestly. Mies does get himself a bit of recovery with a mage ice block. Does have a void elf racial set up. Big ray onto Goeris, having to just play defensively. He is playing a very aggressive version of his Maelstrom weapon, however. So he has to use a Maelstrom offensively before he can start using it for a heal. Does get an Earth Elemental harassing over Mies though. And if he can get himself a Root Totem, Stun Totem, try to see if that connects. Maybe can kite the mage into it? No, he can't. Doesn't have the double. Doesn't look like he has a double unless Mies took out the first one. Dropping down Ring of Frost, trying to make it a little bit harder for Goeris to make an approach. Mies waiting until they get himself a proper go. Has breath. So if you see the mage rushing at you, then Goeris should be a little bit more careful. Trying to make sure there's a bit of distance between him and the shaman. Dropping a meteor. Goeris is going to back up out of there. He's just going to try to make it harder for the shaman and force him to commit quite a lot of mobility cooldowns in order to close that gap. Leaping in, trying to go for a kick, does not connect, has himself lined aside, has himself casting heals, and Mies got himself a random proc of damage too, unless it was an actual just proper Icy Veins. Might actually be. Sunder for a second, Brett does connect, no trinket available, can knock Mies back if anything. Chiming and trying to make sure it hits on the cast. Got himself a big shield, so he should be able to keep himself alive here just fine. Ray of Frost doing quite a bit of damage, but that Bulwark absorbing a huge majority of it. For Goeris though, he gotta get himself the good distance. Full ascent, full stun, hold on, blink available for Mies. Can you catch back up to him? Will not be able to cut him back into that stun totem, but does get a wind strike kick too. Oh, hold on a second. Mies with a quick invis though, trying to see if you can drop the pressure or drop the damage. And looks like you can see the images, but you can't see where the mage is at. But you probably know that he's going to be some way. He knows he's on the way. He knows he's approaching him. You can just tell. Trying to go for yet another setup, knocking him back, trying to go for a couple of range casts here. That's going to be me just trying to see if you can spell steal as many buffs from him as possible. Quick construct on Frost, another polymorph to follow. I saw the purple totem, I thought for a second grounding, but not really. I don't think actually Goresh is running grounding in this round. Burrow down, he tried to use that to close that gap. Mies probably has a blink available, immediate blink. So if you have a stun ready for him, that'd be huge. I don't know if you got lasso. Actually, lasso would just almost end him. Definitely would force a block out of him. Dropping down everything from afar. That frozen orb, however, just gets caught in the corner, which is so unfortunate. And Goeres does drop in for a little bit of a heal. Mies just trying to maximize the range. Look at that stun. It does connect. Disrupting the cooldown reduction. Second stun to follow. Does force a block. Last one for Mies. Hold on a second. Goeres might just be able to take it. Mies continue to crash down the what's it called? Crash down the stars. Infinite stars on it back to back with those corruptions. Is going to be stunned to Goeres. Does have a knockback, avoiding the meteor pretty much completely. I think got hit by a few comet storms. Outside of that, he's just fine. Ring of Frost is going to connect, does have himself a root totem for a moment, but Mies able to break out of it fairly quickly. Goeres is going to go in for a freeze. I was going to say, would Ring of Frost technically get shatter bonuses from that? Or may kind of stop working for a second. I'm pretty sure it would, at least for the first tick, right? Because you're frozen in the Ring of Frost. Pretty sure. Right now I'm literally gearing all 6 of my 8s at the same time this season. Bro, it is one of the best times to actually catch up all those alts. It is actually so doable. Very, very doable. There's very few, like, you can do just a handful of things and get a lot of gear very, very quickly. It's crazy good. Actually so good. So far I've been working on Mage and the Evoker. I do want to get more characters online at some point. Trinket out for Goeres, not going to be available. That's going to be full stun. Mies, hold on. Trying to see if he can give himself a big go, but a wall for Goeres is going to be huge. Got himself Bloodlust. Wolves are active. Will not have Ascend. As long as he can somehow get over next to Mies, you might be okay. Mies getting random infinite star procs on the Wolves, I think, there. Or on a totem. I'm not even sure. Goeres just needs a little bit more, man. Just to shift the totems. Can you move the totems? Or double stun? No, Invis out for Mies, actually, so he has no idea. Yeah, he has no idea. Full poly around the corner. Try to see if he can set up even more AoE. Ray of Frost shatters are available. Burrowed down again for Goeres. 5 minutes into the match, and these two have not given each other an inch so far. Mies has been playing a little bit on this kiting spree, but trying to catch up whatever damage he can here and there. Goeres trying to also play very, very carefully, using the pillars in order to get himself some line of sight. Needs himself a good bit of Maelstrom in order to set up some huge damage onto Mies. Got himself the Wolves. Breath to follow. Try to go for a stun. Knocking it back. Dodging the meteor yet again. Big Tempest finally connects. I think it's the first Tempest so far. Out for Goeres. He just needs another proc of Tempest. Mies got him some max range. Trying to see if he can set up some big damage onto Goeres. Lasso able to connect as well. Knockback doesn't go send him far enough at all. The root totem for a second. Leaping right over. Mies is in a melee range. Is not in a great spot. Yet another block. I think it's a third block out of him. This time, however, an added block with some cooldown reduction. Goeres actually backing up out of there. I think trying to be very careful with that Dragon's Breath. Stun onto Mies, blink it out of it. I don't know if you can move the totem last second. Breath to follow. Does have a knockback. Is he going to go for a knock himself? No, just going to wait for a knock. Mies delaying the stun. Stat actually did not have Snowdrift at all. Might be able to go for Snowdrift here. If he can catch Goeres in the freeze, might be able to make something happen. Goeres, I think, can win this. He has Mies on the ropes. It's just over. I think it just lights. One more hit. Oh, with the Tempest to finish it off. Beautiful finisher. With Lemon Roll going to be up next with Jihadi switching up from the DK to the Monkus. For Goeres, I don't think he has knockback. I don't think he has much here. Last to stop the damage. Can wall, can ascend. That's about all he can do. Warlock Custom is available as well. Maybe just to burn it. Ascend, try to see if he can make a play. No, touch of death. Way too low on health. Way too low. That is so unfortunate, dude. Jesus, GG, bro. Yeah, seriously, man. The Shaman was not going to let that mage win that. We are 7 minutes into the duels, boys. That first one, between Mies and Goeres, I'm pretty sure Mies wants to go for a bit of a rematch there. I'm pretty sure they do. Hopefully, we'll see it at some point. I'm pretty sure he wants to get back at him at some point, yeah? Well done, Goeres, dude. That was very well played. Very hard-fought battle. Goldberry finding a way to get some CC onto Lemon Roll back-to-back. First bolt, second Shadow Fury. Does he have a second bolt? Drop an Infernal. Another Fear. You have another bolt? You have a double bolt? Drop some plenty of bullets from the portals, though. quite a lot of damage. Lemon only able to back away behind the pillar, dropping in even more of them. Yet another bolt out of the portal port right after, rolling back in. Try to go for a kick, dude. That little quick dash that monks could do, that is so much mobility, so good. We're a little roll into double hit. Trying to go for slice and win. Condi barely reaching, but it is reaching Cobra. It is connecting. Ringer piece to knock him back in, walling it off. Karma right after. Cobra needs to be just very, very careful. That Karma reversing a lot of the damage back to you. Actually, partially reversing it because I'm pretty sure why he has nether to, bro, Ruination? Blizzard, chat, can somebody explain if... I said it before, I feel like Ruination doesn't do any damage sometimes. It straight up hit him right in the dome and it did nothing. His health bar barely moved. Can somebody explain it to me? Big rapid fire sent into Cobra, catching him in the second BCC, tricking out of possess. Needs to get the line inside immediately. Did not end up getting a good volley positional, so wasn't really able to maximize one single rapid fire volley or one row of rapid fire. Needs to get another one going up in here as soon as possible. There is a succubus out in the open, so needs to be very careful with it. Honestly, maybe a good idea to drop freezing traps on that succubus. He's gonna go for CC. Yeah, watching the succubus when it stops like that and stands still does get himself a pet secondly. So this Chaos Bolt should not do as much damage. The shield will do damage, but they can't crit for a little bit. Another Fear into Infernal Bolt, that's gonna do a lot of damage. Settle around the corner. Bonza fell. Oh no. That needs to be very careful. Does have a wall. Doesn't take a lot of damage from that. Portal around the corner. Try to see if you can max into portals, however, which is unfortunate. First aid, yeah, ain't gonna be able to do much with the portal. Freezing trap on the succubus. Whatever rapid fires you can get onto Cobra, however, is gonna be huge. Volley down, that's huge. Rapid fire, go behind the pillar, let that thing channel. Scatter for just a quick second. Succubus was trained though. I think it might be lights, yeah. Ah! As soon as you see a bolt when you're low health, you know it's over, man. That is rough. That's your Warlock's Chaos Bolts are so good, man. So good. Big cleave out by Bird with a blade dance right after. Trinkets into a kick. Try to see if you can just finish off Cobra here real fast. Succubus does end up catching him for a moment. Has himself defenses. That Chaos Bolt is going to hurt a lot. Fear to follow. Oh, the Incinerate, however, does end up breaking him out of the fear. That is, if he had double bolt right there, I think I actually would have been dead. Bird using immunity, trying to see if he can fell rush over. Hunt to close that gap. Oh, go in the distance. I don't think he connected though. I think he got line decided. I don't think he actually got to properly connect. That is unfortunate. Portals, Chaos Mother, I think it's just over. Oh, while imprisoned, nothing he can do. I don't think he can even break the prisons, can he? Foxy, who's going to be up next though. Try to see if he gets some kind of a go versus Cobra. Quick eat cap right after. Lexup to follow. Full damage is available. This is your opportunity. This is your chance. Trick us out of the Mortal Coil. I think you just finish it. Commit the damage. Full Condi. You got to go full Conduit. Conduit on Celestials, and I think he's just dead. Shadow Fury, Bolt. Hold on. For Cobra, it's a tight spot. Ruination. Did nothing. What is this Ruination, dude? I hate it. In PvE, it's fine. In PvP, it feels like it does nothing. Foxy with yet another set of images. He might be able to close the gap and go for Karma. Definitely needs a Karma. Yep, there goes the Karma. Fear to follow. Wall out for Cobra. Going in for a greater Warlock Hustle while Wall is active. He is going to end up burning it very, very quickly. Foxy will left with not a lot of health. I think it actually might be Cobra's game to win here. As Foxy's looking for that recovery. You do have a Condi. You have a Zoo coming up very, very soon. I don't know if you can go around the pillar and like zap him to break that first aid. But it looks like Cobra is in a great spot right now. Trying to see if he can position Succubus around the corner. Bonds of Fell does connect. That is going to hurt Foxy quite a decent bit. Succubus is going to catch it. I think it might be lights. Are you naked? I just realized he's literally naked Volpera. With a hat. The hat, I think, yeah, the hat is like, wait, I'm wearing a clothes. Look at my hat. Lexup. Lexup, perfect. With that bolt. Fist of Fury. If you got any images, Mortal Coil, I think it's lights. That is lights. That is so tough, dude. That is so tough. 4? I didn't realize Cobra went for a 4 after Gowaris literally did 100 million in healing. That is wild. Alright, we gotta get you guys another one going. Only Cobra really got to play. And Gowaris. Need one. Alright, John needs one of Moz boys if you want to join his team. He got spots open. Let's get you guys in here. Hell yeah. The Mint. Hey. Yeah. Yes, we got spots in LFG under Molten Core. They're good. Yeah, they'll be in the same spots as always. Molten Core. Cobra is because the commander Gatova. Johnny, let's your group for a second, man. So we can get him in there. The Mint is asking for a spot. Yeah, and one more match and we hit that 700. Bro should have popped conduit ASAP. Yeah, I was kind of expecting for like Zoan images Condi. And that, I think that conduit damage with images would just kill him by itself. Yeah. Yeah, Foxy, whoever that is, whoever you be, pop the images immediately. There we go. We got Johnny with the group joining. There it is. Yeah, let's go. Get in what, please? I can if we get more spots. Rick, what is he saying? Need regroup, I am leader. Need regroup, I am leader. Okay, do you have, or do you need more bodies? Rick is lead of the group right now, but he might have spots. Kick ass, hold on for a second. I might be able to get you in if you need more bodies. I'm messaging Rick, because Rick is lead now. I guess Kobri maybe had to go, or Kobri just passing him lead. Need 2 more. Okay, invite. Does he know how to list? Either you can... Okay, I'm letting Rick know he can either list the group on his own or just invite me and I'll take care of listing all of that. We need 2 more bodies over for Team Rick. Rick looks like taking over for Cobra. I think Cobra maybe is like, okay, this is the best match I'm gonna have tonight. I'm out. He listed. Oh, they had to regroup completely apparently. Hold on a second, boys. Yeah, don't wait in to join people. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Boys, we got a group with Rick. I don't know, Cobra, ты здесь или ты ушел? Скажи что-то в чате, если ты здесь. I don't know if Cobra is in or not, but boys, if you were Team Cobra, that team might have fallen apart. Rick got another full, fresh group, so if you guys want to join, more than welcome to. Yeah, there's a group. There is a group up under Molten Core. Yeah. There's a group up right now listed on the Molten Core. They need 2 more bodies, and then it'll be good to go. So if you guys want to join them, more than welcome to. Where? Yeah, we got one AA. If you haven't joined the group yet, we got one on the Molten Core over on the EU side of things. We got Kreiser. My man, Kreiser joins in. Oh my god. Holy. We'll try one. Okay. Group is listed under Molten Core as 5V5 1v1 Duels. Sham, Sleepy Bear also wants to join in, so we can get him in here real quick. Oh, okay. Nice. Hell yeah. Hey, I had no idea. I'm a BNet messages, BNet names, chat names. I definitely have a hard time keeping up with them. I'll try to remember as best as I can, man. Memory of a goldfish, but hey, glad you were in. We need, okay, never mind. I was gonna say we need 2 more bodies. Never mind, they got 5. They got 5 for both one. Johnny and Rick. Yeah, you guys can delist or we can queue it up, ma'am. We are good now. What does Johnny needs more? Swapping. Okay. Cool. So Johnny has, we should shuffle team is too strong. Someone swapping on my team. Okay. So we did get a bit of a reshuffle right now with Johnny. I mean, maybe Johnny's team, I guess, could get a bit of a reshuffle, but Rick's team got a bit of a reshuffle for sure. But Johnny's team is doing a quick switcheroo and then they'll be ready and we'll queue up. I played different classes. I have more utility and options than nerves drop. True. For like arms warrior nerves. Yeah, dude, those are crazy looking. Execute is gonna hurt. But right now you can get some good executes as Slayer arms, but they're nerfing that to give you more bleeds, which is, I guess bleeds are good, but like, yeah, executes just, I feel like I'm wondering if executes are gonna not feel as satisfying anymore. Because like when the executes feel weak, the arms warrior doesn't feel fun at all. Like, it feels like that's like one thing that they're really good at, and you know, we'll see. We'll see what they do with it. But yeah. Beautiful. Got you guys in here. Being naked doesn't mean as long as we hate. I mean, hey, what's up, my god? As long as we have a hat. Yeah, exactly. You ain't naked if you got a hat, dude. That's a clothing. That's an article of clothing. Hey, dude, brag. I would just like, wait a second, huh? Wait, no, I don't need Cobra. I need Rick. Q one wrong person. Rick Meister. That should do it, right? Yeah, send. Beautiful. We're in. We are here. I like this. It's like three song mix. It just goes it's like progressive mix or whatever. I like that. I like more mixes need to be like that, where it just like progresses from one song to the next in like a 10-minute, 12-minute intervals. I actually would prefer that. I'm wondering why more people don't do that. Well, good. How about you, Dalaran? I'm doing pretty good, man. I did a bunch of keys. We killed Galowix Mythic, so I'm very, very like excited about the fact that prog is over. We can just farm and have fun. Got a good weapon. Just need a helm, mythic helm, and I'm like best in slot in every piece. I got Galowix's mace, dude. It's pretty good, apparently in single target. 21,000 DPS just for the mace alone. Wild, how good it is. Been doing mythic pluses. Found a group to do stuff with, so that's been really, really fun. But yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen Christ in a second. Which, my boy Christman is back, baby. Oh my, is he first? I don't know. Looks like maybe almost first. Maybe they're still setting it up. I'm business boy, dude. I'm business guy. We got Rick also setting up a gate. We got ourselves Silo. We got ourselves Sensei. Wait, Sensei Semi. I was thinking Sensei from an A, but no, we haven't played an A deals in a second here. Sham back in. Look at all. I love this frosty, like icy look it's got going on. A little bit of ice, a little bit of storms. It looks like it is going to be Kreisbad first up versus Birdie. Birdie backing up out of there as quick as possible. Got himself a Void Torrent. That's going to be massive, dude. I love Shadow Priest with the Void Torrent builds. They do so much damage. The whole Void Rift, the whole mechanic, I'm a fan. Silence under Christ. Trying to see if he can back away. Dark Pact ends up helping him survive this quite a decent bit, though. Birdie, full PI and everything was active. Pets are in. Got himself a Void Wrath waddling towards Kreisbad, who's got himself a couple forts around the corner. Just going to be able to get some sustained damage. Trying to see if he can burn down the Shadow Fiend little by little. For Birdie, he's going to have to be very careful with the Succubus. He might have to go for fears on a Succubus whenever he tries to go for Succubus CC or position himself. That's going to be a full stun. Birdie, second stun right after, breaking away to get out of the Chaos Bolt. Mortical does connect. Got himself a big bolt to follow. Main to use some cooldowns. Void Short is being used right now. Ages to proc right after. Christ's been taking quite a decent bit of damage from Tentacles. He's got himself the Rift following. Birdie kind of low on health. Not in a great spot. And Christ is going to take some freebie damage as Birdie just constantly under pressure with that Infernal and the Succubus wherever that thing went. Did he pull it back? No, he pulled it to the side to make sure he can get a Succubus seduction from around the corner. Hoping to close the gap. Fade for a second. Might have to go fear on the Succubus. Is going to be a CC right after. Cries making sure he got himself those perfectly lined up Succubus seductions there to make sure he's got proper go versus Birdie. Birdie having to go for a cancel on their own channel and not in a great set of health. Is going to have to go for a disperse. Might just go for a try to see if he close the gap. Maybe for a fear. Into a Mortical, fear out for Christ, taking control of the situation all over again. Fade does get himself last bit of healing last second. Oh no! Desperate Prayer got him up so quick. He got himself the Vampiric Embrace though, so maybe he can make some work off of this. Try to see if he closes the gap for a fear. Does not burn a fear just yet. Succubus could always stop you at any moment. You gotta be very careful. Fear on Succubus. If he didn't go for a stun and then maybe silence or Cries, that could be huge. Especially if he got himself a big go. Does go for a Shadow Crash Void Shorn from a distance. Succubus does end up connecting them. I don't know if he got any outs. Doesn't have any big defenses to work with. Stun. If that's going to be Chaos Bolt, that could be the end of you potentially. Needs a shield. Last second fade. Oh my god, it's so scary. Christ could always board on top of you. That's also another scary thing. Just needs one Shadow Burn. Stun for a second. Mind Games. Aegis Brock in last second. Try to see if he gets some kind of a go. Mortical does get sent. Christ ends up hurting himself with a Mortical a little. Silence to follow. BI is up for Birdie. I don't know what else he can really do in this situation. Void Shard right after. Got himself VE. Whatever damage you can do to heal yourself would help you a bunch. Whatever heal you can do right now to help yourself heal would be helpful a bunch too. So far, Christ has been taking hits after hits, but Birdie being under immense pressure the entire game. Just needs a couple more instants. Fear on the Succubus. I don't know if he's got any more instants. Picking up a bit of DPs though. Devouring Plagues. Every single one of them is helpful. Very, very helpful. You got Disperse coming up very soon. Trying to be very careful with the Succubus. It's going to be invis for a second. One cast to Birdie and that's just super, super low in health. Might just have to disperse it. I think you just have to. Oh no. Shadow Burn. Yeah. I think it was trying to wait until Desperate Prayer was up. And I think in that situation, you might just have to wait, right? Like if you can wait for the user to prepare, then suddenly disperse, and then you'll be able to chain cooldowns after. I think that could potentially, because this burst can give you mobility just to close the gap for land of fear, land of stun, land of silence, and have yourself a full proper go, dump a bunch of damage into him with a rift. That might have been what he was trying to wait for, but it's just so rough. Kreisbad has always been very clean with his positionals as a warlock and his CC chains. He's always making sure to use the succubus very carefully. He doesn't overstay his welcome in line of sight at all. Stunner on the corner, incinerate right after, both back to back, dude. He's so clean with it too. He minimized the amount of damage he takes from Mies and minimized the line of sight ever. Force and block out of Mies without even staring at him, just with drain and with a bit of damage that he already built up. Cat around the corner is going to give him a bunch of resources. Just using the time he has in order to get himself a healer too. Immediate succubus CC as soon as it breaks into another portal or another ward. Got himself a big shield. Port as soon as he gets locked down. And it's just not letting Mies walk out of there. Not letting Mies walk out. The only time Cries has put himself out in the open is when he knows he has an advantage. Big port, try to see if he can make a play. Mortal to connect with a bolt. Try to see if he can end this duel right here, right now. I think he might just do it. Oh! Oh, Lemon roll, charge it in right after. Cries will not have a port here. Use the gate, use the port. Might be under a bit of pressure. Use the fear, but it's a trinket. I think it might be lights. Wall, fear. Can't stop the fear. Shadow Fury, Cataclysm. Maybe he can get himself some distance. Does get himself a port. He needs gateway. He needs something. He needs Succubus catching him off guard. Succubus may be able to help here. I don't know if he can. Karma, I think it might be lights for Cries. Yeah, that's rough. That is so rough. He plays it so clean though, boys. Cries always plays Warlock super clean. Like, he is a masterful Warlock when it comes to, like, he'll just do so much damage at you without even being a line inside of you. He's super clean with those. Always. Behind the pillar, literally you being behind the pillar doesn't stop his damage, ever. Sensei Semi is going to be up next by the looks of things. You know, Can I say something bold, but probably something that you guys are gonna disagree with? I'm not a big fan of this version of the Monk PvP set, or Monk tier set. Like this purple and brown color scheme and dark green. Am I the only one who's like, I'm not really feeling it? I feel like instead of like brown, it should have been like black and purple, right? Dark black, dark purple, maybe some voidy kind of look to it. I think it would look a little better, but like, I don't know, man. The color schemes I think are just off. A little bit of, I think even gold, I think purple and yellow would have been fine too, right? Like a royal gold color to it. Is it not him? I was looking at Sensei's Mog the entire time, but I was thinking, but I'm not even sure that's he's even next. For Leo, that's an opportunity to at least get himself some cooldowns. But while the team, I think, is trying to figure out who is. I think it's trying to figure out who's next. I think. Is it him? No, it looks like it's Silo. It looks like Silo. All right, I think we're switching it up, boys. I think they were having a bit of a switch up here. Black and purple would have been better. Shadow Dragon, exactly. Black and purple, I think, would have looked so good, but like dark green, brown, and purple, like, doesn't quite fit in my opinion. Gotta be an immunity out of Silo off of that Karma. Drop it down Darkness. That is a lot of cooldowns out of Lemon. He's still got himself Condi. Looking for Alexia, does not quite connect, as it's going to be Demon Hunter immuning that one with a Metamorphosis right after. Lots of damage by the Monk with a touch of death at the end. Oh, that is so much damage. Yeah, Demon Hunters, man, they are not tanky at all right now. They are fairly squishy. Oh, no. The only way I think you live that is literally run away. I know you got meta. I know you got cooldowns, but I literally don't think a Demon Hunter can live that at all. Going to be a port out for Lemon. Try to see if you can break away from the burst. Sensei needs to find a way to catch up to him and get a leg sweep. He needs to do it really quickly. Slice and Wisdom, get away. Try to see if he can chase after him, but doesn't quite channel it far enough. Needs to catch up. He's got a lot of potential cooldowns. Even if he just spam Condi while images are up with Zwen, I actually think he'll still at least do some damage, better than none. Try to go for Ring of Peace on one side. It is going to try to see if it can get him in cap while mid-roll, which is unfortunate. Does use a roll either way. Oh, charging him back in with a clash, but is it going to be enough? Karma with a Condi. Yeah, you should have just used... Oh, look at that. Should have used Condi while he hits the wet and everything available. I think that actually... Those images alone might have actually been able to melt Lemon. Maybe even taken him out. Got himself a slice and win yet again. What's the cooldown on that thing? Wait, no, you get to reduce it because you used Thunder Fist. That's why. Lemon, look at his no health whatsoever. One more hit. Touch of Death would do it. Trinket's out just to go for the kill. Greed. The greed. Touch of Death. Oh, he touched of Death the Karma. Look how much damage you do to yourself through that Karma. Holy, it's still ticking. It was still ticking at least for half your health. Foxy catching it really quick with full Condi. Got us on the images, still spamming the Condi. Would you catch it on Condi? No. But does what I'm doing the damage, dude. The karma reversal on touch of death. It was wild. Tricking it to try to see if you get that touch, dude. The grade. Honestly, I probably would do the same. I probably would do the same. I'm not even joking. Mortar Coil setting in onto Foxy is he does have karma rolling in to reverse some damage back to Rick, but now he's out in the open by himself. I don't even know what that Broom Nuazawa effect was. Might have been a Conduit of Celestials effect or something, right? Maybe a self-heal of sorts. Try to clash maybe? Nah. Just out of options at the end there. Once you burn the karma, out of options. LOA's the last one left, but Rick ain't playing around. Rick out here meaning business. Sending in the pets pretty early in. Eloise needs to find a way to lock him down. Every single stun lockdown needs to be the most amount of damage. That's all you can really do about it. That's all you can really do. Stun, but it's a trade. Eloise with a trinket, but already taking quite a bit of damage. Look at that. Demon Hunters, man, blur up immediately to try to dampen some of those hits. Rick with a Mortar Coil around the corner. You don't have a trinket anymore. Just under the control of the Warlock. Getting caught in that pillar. Doesn't go running behind it, however, which is unfortunate. Does give Rick an opportunity to get a bunch of pets in. Dreadstalkers, all those in. Maybe with a Tyrant. Try to see if you can maybe interrupt it. Does not interrupt the Tyrant. Big hunt to follow, but I think it's lights, man. I think it's lights. Stun on the pets. Meta. I don't know what else you can do there. Yeah, one more hit, and that's all it takes. That's Warlocks for you, though. Dude, Demon Hunters really are squishy. Twice you watch the Demon Hunter walk in, like, get locked down for like a single stun, and their health is already in danger. Immediately. Like, unless you blur every single go, or have an immunity if it's like, or darkness something. There's like a health bar is just gonna go down. Rick and Johnny. Johnny is already ready. Rick, let me know when you're ready, and we'll get another one going, boys, yeah? Uno más. Get you guys another one going. No, it's not so many Demon Hunters except Legion. Bro, yeah, seriously. Demon Hunters were also very popular in BFA. In Legion, they were pretty popular, but they had to buff them a couple of times. They weren't like OP. They were good. They were good, actually. Yeah, pretty good from what I remember. Yeah, they need to make them like a little tankier, man. They're just so squishy right now. Crazy. Need one molten core. All right, we got one more spot if y'all want to join in. Never mind, Rick is already 5. Never mind. Poyahali. I like that one. Is it Toveron? We haven't done Toveron tonight. Good one yesterday, but not today. Blago, let me know if you have a spot. We'll do. Cool, we got a Blago that's also down to join in. He's got either Pally or Hunter or whatever he wants to play. We got Sekko. I'm gonna call him Sekko, the rogue. Outlaw? Oh, I like that. They get a buff in just a few days, actually. They probably count the age of his mobility more. Maybe, yeah, maybe that's how Blizzard. I mean, look, in a 2v2 or 3v3, Demon Hunter is actually kind of alright for survivability. You have Blur, you have Darkness, and as long as you have a healer healing you, you do have fairly short cooldowns. But in a 1v1 setting, they definitely don't have a lot of survivability. They need to play like a very tight hit and run, where they are either locking you down, stunning you, dropping damage on you, or are chilling behind the pillar and away from you. That's about all you can do. Mobility is fine in paper, but once stun hit, yeah, there's a lot of classes right now where if you could die in a stun, and Demon Hunter is easily one of them. If you don't have a blur while stunned, you could die in a stun. There's monks, rogues, not as much anymore. But there's some classes like Druid could die in a stun, which like really easily. Me's gonna be first up versus, I want to call him Sekko. I'm just gonna call him Sekko. Open it up with a couple of ambushes. The Outlaw Rogue, I like that set actually. Wait, you have working form that's in combat form? I don't hate it. I also like the masking gun going on. Burning through vanishes in the cloaks very aggressively here. Very aggressive uses of those vanishes just to break out of roots, but kind of put himself up in a bit of a weird spot. Smoke bomb to give himself a bit of cover. Try to see if he can go across here. Can technically go for a killing spree if gets on top of Mies. And does have a pet to potentially get some calm points off of evasion. Actually decent defensive. Not terrible. Trinket out to follow. He's burning through a lot of cooldowns very quickly, but he's getting locked down, buried in an avalanche. No more cloak. Does have a grapple with a killing spree, doing a lot of consistent damage towards Mies. Can he survive though is my question. Warlock Hellstone, but not enough. I think died to a cone of cold there. That was a very aggressive use of vanishes, by the way. In most cases, I try to use a vanish. Like every time I use a vanish, I spam crack shot as much as I can, and try to make sure that it's a vanish stun to follow up or something like that. You know what I mean? That was super aggressive. I did not expect that. I think at that point he used a lot of cooldowns, which was great for keeping himself alive. But at some point it just like ran out of steam. You know what I mean? That's rough, man. Haven't played Rogue in a while. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. With Outlaw, I try to use Killing Spree super early and super aggressively. That's one thing I will say is try to take your vanishes for like trouble, and every single time you get a vanish, have yourself a big goal. Void of Racial for Mies? Yeah, Void of Racial, setting it up. Sensei, not in a great spot. Try to see if you can use Winds to catch up. Doesn't quite connect close enough to Mies. Full poly. Mies does potentially have a good setup here. Dropping a Meteor, Ray of Frost. That's a lot of Shatter combo. Karma really early out of Sensei. I don't know if he's got Chakra Dose to catch up and get out of the root. There's going to be a Ring of Frost on one side to make it harder for the monk to connect. And there's going to be me sitting down for some mage food. Not the worst, honestly. Not the worst. Against mage is such a pain. Oh, for sure. I don't think Outlaw is one of the better specs to play up against the mage, though. Just because the grapple is huge. Vanishes are huge. Cooldown reduction is huge. But you have to play for cooldown reduction. You have to get like multiple vanishes, just constantly pressure the mage. And really get a couple of those crack shot procs back to back. But yeah, I do agree with you. Especially if you like a warrior. Yeah, for warriors, mages definitely can be a bit rough. But even for rogues, mages consider to be a bit rough. Big spikes down onto Sensei. They're getting those lances. Got himself a full Nova around the corner with a full Meteor. Trying to see if he can port, get a hell out of dodge. Does end up avoiding the Meteor Comet Storm combo. But it's still going to be blizzards and a bunch of AoE Ice Wall. So he's got one place to go unless he wants to go long distance. He wants to go around the pillar the long way. In cap into ONYXIA, does have a blink. Fist of Fury is able to get far enough away to land a poly while moving. But for Sensei, he does still have the pillar that he can retreat back to. It's not a worst move, honestly. Still, Rare Frost is going to connect. Frost Bomb, I think, gets a shatter bonus. You got to make sure you get that flurry in there, though, in order to make sure there's that shatter bonus additionally there. Or get a root from a distance. Big procs right now. Conti from a distance, but he's super low in health. One more spike does it in. Oh, Beast takes it. Oh, well done, well done. Oh my goodness. Cryzbat is up next. Summon up a Syed instead of a normal kick pet, instead of a Felt Hunter, which is going to give him a lot of control over Mies. In some cases, though, yeah. In some cases, though, I feel like a kick pet can be really, really good, but a CC pet could give you a different type of control. Blizzard does see the pet, so as long as you have line of sight of the pet, Mies technically could use kicks on that pet. I don't think you can polymorph that Succubus, can you? I think if you're in a dungeon, you can polymorph demons and stuff, but I don't think you can actually poly him. Yeah, he's having to go for Ring of Frost, so you can't poly him. Fry's got himself the angles. Portals are available. Bolt is going to be able to break past the mage's defenses together with a bunch of ports doing a bunch of damage. Trying to go for kicks into a quick interrupt or into a quick reflect. Gonna throw for what looks like Mies actually got a... Wait, Mies can reflect a kick at himself to proc precog. Wait a second. I think Mies just unlocked some potential in the brain. You know, like when you unlock a good portion of your brain, like some huge idea, light bulb in your head. I think you might have gotten the best one. Anytime you see Nether Tempest, or yeah, Nether Tempest, Netherward. Nether Tempest is someone else. Netherward. I think you're just dead though. I was gonna say, how would you do so much damage without even seeing the guy? You were just behind the pillar the entire time. Christ didn't even have line of sight of the dude, and Mies is just melting. I was just talking about how Mies might have figured out the strat here. Another word, land a kick, precog, goes for invis, but that cannonball still connects. That pet is still gonna lob another bolt at you. Ultra is up, but yet another bolt from a portal, man. So many bolts. That's crazy. I was thinking like he unlocked the potential, but no. Never mind. Foxy is gonna be up next, charging in towards Cries. He does support, he does have gateway. Succubus catching it, trinkets it. So you got to be very careful with that trinket right after for Cries. If you can get all your pets over towards Cries, they're attacking the Succubus instead. If you can get your pets on the Cries, actually you should delay second charge of pets to use with Zwen. Never mind, Zwen is in play. But now you might want to do for Condi. Gotta get the pets, get them attacking Cries. If you're on Zwen, you gotta use images and use Condi. Let Condi do damage from a distance. Succubus is gonna catch it though. Oh no. The kiting, man, the kiting. Unless you got the mobility to catch up with him or use images in order to place him on top of Cries and conduit from afar. It's rough. It's rough. Foxy's going to have to use defenses immediately right now. Port out for Kreisbad. Does he get Foxy in another succubus CC? Not yet, not at the moment, but he's not in a great spot right now at all. Next mortal call could be the end of your karma. Is going to help delay the damage a little, but what the hell happened to your health bar? I think Kreis is just going to wait until karma is about to run out. Just going to get a quick fear. Never mind, doesn't even need to. What the hell was that? What happened? Was there a dot on him still? Heart attack? Gushing wound? What happened? Lemon tried to see if he go for a juke, but I don't think he went in the right direction. I think he tried to see if he catches succubus real quickly. Lexip under Kreis. He doesn't have a trinket this time around. We had to use one versus Foxy. But does he have another gateway? I don't know if he does. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Lemon, do you have the mobility? He's just charging, dude. The images are in. Try to do whatever he can with Celestial Conduit. It does a little bit, but wall out for Kreis dampens a lot of the damage. A lot of that damage. A Cataclysm was 1 million damage. Jesus, dude. I mean, 1 million for like 10 million health bar is not a lot, but that's like sizable damage in the scheme of all things, right? Because it's not the only source of damage, but that by itself, yeah, that slaps. Lamba not in a great spot, just constantly under pressure by the Infernal, dude. I think he just could die to the Infernal by himself. Stun around the corner, Cataclysm, does connect, does get himself a bit of that damage reduction. I don't think, is that for Brew? That is for Brew and Diffuse, so he's using a lot of defenses together. Definitely tying them together. Do monks don't really want to, like, use defenses separately, or do they find tying it together? Because rogues are definitely like, oh, Shadowburn just taking it out. Nothing he could do literally there. He used defenses too, and it just wasn't enough to live. He had to go make a play, had to make a go. But Tolvaron is such a good arena for casters. Though that rift, though, that was a big rift. Birdie trying to see if he get whatever damage he can to Kreis. Getting those insanity plays is going to be huge. The Birdie is going to have a hard time making a way throughout the middle of the arena, because that succubus is going to be not only catching him, but also slow. When you silence on the succubus is some work. Might have to go for a stun on the succubus. Yeah, actually might have to go for a stun on the succubus. Kreis trying to see if he can position himself. Cataclysm around the corner. That is going to be Shadow Crash. Try to go for another ward to maybe reflect it. I don't think he gets to him. DPs, I'm pretty sure those are not reflected. Maybe. Bolt is going to hurt. Oh, the health. Does go for a fade, but that was not enough to stop a bolt. Does dampen some of the damage you take a little, but yeah, a little tough though. Kreis does set up a portal right here though, so it's going to be interesting for him. Stun on the succubus. Maybe you could just rot down the succubus. Fear on that thing. Kreis is just going to wait, I think. Into a port. I think he does get a fear out of Birdie. Hold on. Poked out in front of him to then port immediately to bait out a fear. That is some work right here. The mind games, and Birdie is the one with the talent of mind games. Fake to try to see if he can get over from a succubus. Shadow Crash does connect. If only you had that cleave talent so that you could attack the succubus while cleaving down Kreis, but there's no shot any of you Shadow Priests would be running it in this situation at all. Mortal Call does connect. There's going to be a Siphon silence to follow. Succubus could potentially get you set up. Void Torrent right after. Mage to go for Disperse. Birdie picking up a lot of healing though. VE is up and available. Fear on that bed. Trying to see if he gets some damage on the Kreis. Does get away from the Rift. The Rift is making its way through, but it's not going to be able to explode anywhere near Kreis. We got himself a stun, second stun, Infernal doing pressure from behind the pillar. Just needs to wait. Got himself another ward for a second. Birdie maybe can purge it. Does get the dots onto Kreis, looking for a bit of cast. That's another bolt right in your face though. And down you go. Look, what do you do in that situation? Eloise, last a laugh. This is why I was like, boys, I miss my man Kreiser. Oh, dude, Kreis is insane. It's just so clean the entire time. This arena in particular, I think also does something more like a ton, man. Inferno just slapping people. Bro, yeah, Infernos are hitting very hard. Like, just you behind the pillar with an Inferno, and it's like really putting in the pressure. Fear onto Eloise does get you muted, but that bolt still connects. Able to dampen some of that damage. Blur up immediately. Mortal Call right after. Holding onto a trinket. Does actually burn a trinket, so might be in a bit of a weird spot next time a succubus catches him. Portal is up, trying to go for a sigil. Maybe he can catch Kreisbed. He has nowhere else to go. I don't know if that cleave connected. Trying to get some sigils in there. Going up in the air, I think it's just a game of end. Yeah, just a DPS burner for Kreis. Look at him, look at all Malevolent. I like how his horns are wrapping around his helm horns. That's how Malevolent this man is. 5? I thought he got like 4, maybe 3. I didn't realize he went for a 5. All right, Kreis. All right, Johnny and Rick. Let me know when you boys are ready. We'll get another one going. And if you need more bodies, let me know. Man. There's a reason why Cries is a top tier mage in my books. I feel like that's never gonna go away. Never, ever, ever. Need one? Perfect. We got a spot. Johnny got a spot. Johnny on the block got a spot. List it up, boys. List it up, baby. Blogger is aware of the channel group. You might be able to join you. Dude, Cries is the truth. I'm a believer. Yeah, dude, Cries is the truth. Between the two, who would you suggest fun-wise? BH Lock maybe sounds interesting on Hunter as well. I actually like, I think if you're playing the game like in overall, in the general sense, I actually been liking the Hunter a lot this season. I think marksmanship is really good and very playable, very, very fun. Very good rework and like feels really great to play. BEM is pretty easy to get into, and I kind of like survival, but I always like survival as a melee. It's always been a weird spec, but I've always enjoyed that weirdness. I don't know if Warlocks are in the best spot right now. They're fun. They're definitely really good. They're a lot tankier than a Hunter. They have decent mobility. Not the craziest, but definitely decent. I feel like in the overall meta, like in terms of just like, I guess like every class is good on open world content. Every class can do delves. I feel like Marksmanship Hunters is a little bit higher value than them plus, and I feel like they have an easier time getting into raids too. They're just very, very strong. Looks like Rick also needs a body, so if you guys want to join him, they got a spot as well. Join up. You can join Cry, Sleepy, and Rick. Part of that team, part of the group, part of the squad. Johnny's ready? Cool. Wasn't music got picked. Multi-core need one. We need one more, boys! Onomas, onomas, onomas! Get in here. Draxium. Never been good on Av. Yeah, Demo's pretty good. Well, I'd say Destru is a lot easier to get into, but Demo is pretty good right now, though. Yeah, Demo is also pretty good. I'd say Destru is really easy to get into, though. If you're going to be playing, like, first time playing a Warlock, Destru is super fun. And, like, just chunky bolts are very satisfying to play into. Asking for SS and Blitz. Oh, for SS and Blitz. I think Hunter is... Yeah, well, I think Hunter is still easier, isn't it? BM, I'd say it would be pretty easy. Or you can play MM and play middle. But BM, I think, is really good. You can just play objectives and stuff. Hold the base, hold the forts. Defend. They're squishy, but I feel like playing a caster, you're just going to be constantly hit with the interrupt. I say Hunter, honestly. Yeah, Draxier are underrated, I think. Let's send you guys into a, I don't know what arena do we do, man. I think we've done all of them. Let's do Tigers. No, actually, let's do something simple. Dalaran Sewers. Dalaran's Sewers. Here we go. Humor has never been good on Affliction. Yeah. Affliction is, I think it's a little easier. Home? Let's say at home. Exactly. By home. Have some TCG boost BOEs coming my way next week. Can pull some insane amounts. Yo, Leon, if you get pull anything crazy, dude, yo, post a screenshot of like whatever crazy stuff you pull in our disc, man. I'd like to see it. Yeah, hopefully get super lucky, man. Hell yeah. I will say that Hunter does feel better in terms of strength right now. It feels like it's just, I think they're just really good in solos. Pretty easy to play because I can just kill command for the most part and just do damage the entire time, land traps and play as defensives. It just, I feel like a Hunter is easier than a Warlock because one is a caster that can get interrupted, the other isn't a caster that cannot get interrupted. Well, you are a caster that can't, actually. So I guess they're both casters in a way. Or Hunter is more of a range DPS, but not necessarily a caster. And if that makes any sense. Prize first up over for the team 1 versus Bird. Bird tried to see if he could just stay mobile, try to avoid any succubus CC. It's going to fell rush right around the entire outside edge, outside area, outside line of the square arena. Bubble Bolt is going to connect though with a immunity really early on. Stun onto Cries. Is it going to be succubus maybe helping out? No, succubus is actually up close and melee. Infernal dropping him. Stun right after. Bolt could be big, but he does go for a quick kick. Cry's actually locked down for a second, but Bird is just taking so much passive damage, it's not even funny anymore. Actually not even funny. So much passive damage, dude. He's just playing, he's using his class abilities, and he's just melting little by little. Big hump into Cry. He's trying to go for a fear. Does not connect, though. He does cancel it really, really early. I-beam right after Bird. Having some potential, lots of damage. Succubus does end up catching him. Do you have a big bolt thing? Do you have a double bolt? Fear doesn't look like he has double bolt. Mortal Coil bolt is going to be massive. He could feint it or flip it. Flip is huge. Flip helps, but I think you just die, right? Darkness. Oh my god, dude. Demon Hunters are so squishy. Cataclysm might be in the end of you. Conflagration, Shadowburn will kill you. Live the Shadowburn somehow. Hold on, live the Shadowburn. Oh, I think he knows that he's over. I think he knows it's over. Does go for a sigil. Picking up a bit of a shield. Into Succubus CC. I think it's just lights, man. I think it's lights, yeah. Dude, he was just melting while hanging around next to an Infernal Blizzard. I'm not saying we should make Death Demon Hunters unkillable or anything like that. But, bro, like, he's just standing next to Infernal and there's just nothing he can do but just melts. Like, does he wear armor or is he just like, or is he wear, like, is that actual armor or did he accidentally get, like, I don't know, like, is he armor made out of, like, leather or is it just chocolate that looks like leather? He just melts away. He does nothing. Just an Infernal with a slightly above room temperature heat and the guy is just melting. Jesus, man. What is happening? Oh, and a reflect back at me. He tried to go for a quick kick, but it was an immediate Shadowburn crit out of Cries. I think Mies was trying to see if he could go for a quick little global and then block it right after Eloise with one bolt, literally a half health. One bolt, half health. Demon Hunter gameplay. Inferno, you're just dead. I think Cries could literally AFK and you were just gonna melt. Actually, you're gonna melt. Let's go for a meta. But at this point, like, dude, what do you do? Why behind the pillar? Oh my god, paper armor. Actually paper, dude. Actually paper. And Demon Hunters are supposed to have a passive with a take less magic damage too. I feel like that works out in PvE content quite well. There's a reason why Vengeance is a very, very popular spec right now in Mythic Plus. They don't take a lot of magic damage. They've been renowned for that for like ever. But I feel like that just doesn't quite feel the same way in a 1v1 scenario, PvP at all. Demon Hunters can do anything but die? Yeah, I guess so. I guess so, man. I feel like they've kind of softened them up ever since Legion, or ever since like BFA. I feel like last time Demon Hunters was super tanky. Or at least self-healing was in BFA, man. They had huge leech. Lots of damage procs, so you can give more leech. And you could just live on damage alone. The harder you hit, the more you healed. I feel like nowadays, it's just not anymore. Cry setting up a quick Succubus CC onto Leo. Leo gripping him out with a blind to follow. Boarding him away from any gateways. He's just going to have to go for defenses here. All he can do is maybe try to melt this. Does have himself a port. Grip does not work. He got himself Netherward in order to stop the grips. Oh, that is so good. Leo still got himself the big rider play. Into an AMS, trying to see if he can stop the damage. Does get out of it. Does he have a gate? Does have a gate. Dude, just get it out of dodge. Just avoiding all of the Frost DK damage, just slowing him down with the Succubus the entire time on top of it. And Cry's been just chilling behind the pillar, waiting it out, getting the slow into Leo yet again. Is he trying to see if he can set up a cannonball, but he's slowed down with a Chain of Ice by the decent bit, actually. Port right after, trying to see if he can get himself a bit of mobility. Has himself a Warlock Health in case he needs to. Burning Warlock Stone. Mortal sent in. He does have an Inferno coming up very, very soon. Succubus, just to keep the Leo in place, is going to just pelt him with more bolts. While Succubus doesn't even break the damage, it is just some work. He got Infernal, so he's just gonna have to wait. He also got himself Netherward too, as well as Dark Pact and a wall, so he's actually in a great spot right now. Him being able to cleave and cut right through a double Demon Hunter and a Mage so early does allow him to just keep playing these duels into super high dampening. For Leo, I think the more time lasts, the better it's gonna be for him for cooldowns. Just because Chrysler, I mean, he can get a trinket, but he has everything. He at this point literally has everything. So Leo needs to make sure he got a cooldowns to match Chrysler's go here. And he needs to make sure to get the proper grip. Cries is definitely going to get a port here, unless you silence him. Silence, Cries can't go anywhere. There's going to be some consistent damage. He's going to try to see if he go for a port. Does port behind the pillar, but still kind of within that range. Could go for a gateway. I don't know if he goes for a gateway. Infernal around the corner, stun with a Cataclysm right after. Leo needs to make sure he has some kind of a counter here. Some kind of an answer. AMS for the Mortal Coil. Does get himself another ward here really early. Chaos Bolt does connect. Leo with an IBF is able to live it. Gripping the Warlock down with his stun right after. I don't think he has a port for a second. Oh, he does. Never mind. He does. Never mind. He does. I thought he didn't have a plan B. Yeah, never mind. It's Christ. He always does. Death back for a second for Leo. Just give him more health. I don't know if he got a grip. He got a grip. Oh my God. He's got himself the wall clean, sweep and cleave. Oh, that was beautiful. That grip was so well timed. He gains. Get back in here. Yeah. Oh, that was beautiful looking. Cries is a terror, dude. He left the team too with just Foxy waiting out here. Literally lost his pants here. As well as Leo. Just battered right now. Having to go from one Warlock into the next, however. Ain't that fun? Ain't that a lot of fun? AMS and trying to see if he can get some damage. Rick is playing Demonology though, so it's gonna be, I think, even tougher to play against a Destro. Destro, at least you gotta watch out for Succubus. Demon, you gotta watch out for Felguard and what is that over there? And Imp and Tyrant and Big Dog, and then 2 small dogs and Vile Fiend? No, Gloomhound. They're hounds, I guess. Oh yeah, they're hounds. A Gloomhound, Charhound actually. Never mind. I stand corrected. It's a Charhound instead. Isn't Gloomhound actually better, or is Charhound actually? Because I remember at some point both of them had same damage on single target. But I'm pretty sure they made it so Gloomhound is better for single target, but Charhound is better for AoE. But like, I don't really know which one is actually better anymore. At some point they used to be like, used to just use Charhound and forget about it, and Gloomhound just didn't really get a lot of play. But it looked cool. It definitely looked cool. As Leo tried to see if he can get the hell out of dodge here, just try to see if he can cut out the pet. He's gonna have to wait until he gets himself another big like one banger onto Rick with the silence and everything. He's got to position it correctly. Blind as a Mortal Coil connects. Rick does burn a trinket. Hold on, Rick burning a trinket could be massive. Does get himself a Tyrant. Leo just got himself AMS. Can he get a grip? Not far enough, not close enough. He can't go for a grip, but he's kind of stuck. Him being left with demons right here is not great. He got Lichborn, stun around the corner, does get him caught, full burst, everything is available, death back and everything. Silence to follow onto Rick, try to see if he can control him. That Dragtheer knockback though! Yo, that Dragtheer knockback is some work! It's silence, but he can still use it either way. That helped him so much. Just to knock Leo far enough away to escape that burst. God, that was so good. I mean, not great for Leo, but definitely good for Rick. Dude, that's why I was like, Dragtheer are underrated, man. I actually, for a little bit that I played my Rogue as Dragtheer, that knockback is so good. It's actually like an extra CC in Mythic Plus. It's so nice. I know Night Elf is really, really good for Outlaw in particular. I guess for Rogues in general, because that's another extra re-stealth. But like, yeah, that Dragtheer is really, really nice. For Leo, he's got 14 seconds on his another pillar. He got a silence. Rick does not have a trinket, so maybe it's something you could work with. But look, these demons are eventually going to whittle you out. Your Deathstrikes just cannot compete. 45% dampening. You can maybe slow those pets. Chain of Ice spamming them. Get a couple of Deathstrikes here where you can. But like, unless you go for AMS, yeah, lockdown with a stun is just over. It's just over. Even Rick is like backing up out of there. Even Rick is backing up out of there because he knows there's no way for him to lose this. Just let the pets do work. Leo can maybe Deathstrike, but every single one of these pets is going to be painful. Every single one of them. And you just keep summoning more. He's trying to recover whatever health he can. Wait, he picking up a little bit of healing. A little bit of healing. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, gripping him in. Axe toss immediately on that grip with a port right after. I don't know if he got a second one. Axe toss yet again. Gripping him in. Stun. Leo. 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 Leo! Oh, there's just nothing you can do. He even walled it just to make sure he was okay. Fox is going to be up next. Let's get hit with a Mortal Coil immediately. Tricking the Ratchet, but it's going to be Fear to follow up as Rick caught you in his grasp. And just able to keep the pressure on you with the Pet's Ruination. Actually, that's some Ruination did some damage. I guess for Destro it doesn't do a lot of damage, but for Demo it does. Because I swear we saw Ruination just do no damage once. And Rick does take it. Man! Dude, these Warlocks are terrifying, but this Death Knight is the only one that could stand up to the Warlock terror. Between Rick and between Cries, man. It's just absolutely horrifying. But then try to make it work, man. Try to make it work. Let's get another one going, boys. Yeah, onomas, onomas. Got a couple more in us for the night. Кобри, я вернулся. Посмотрю, если будет место. Посмотрю. Скажу тебе, если будет. But yo, boys, Cobra is back. So if you need more bodies, let me know. Or let him know. Because you can join in. Johnny, let me know if you're ready. And Rick, let me know if you're all ready. Let me get another one going, boys. Scorpion wins. Sweat Palette. Dude, seriously. Sweetbality. Oh, Sweetbality? Yeah, Sweetbality. Hell yeah. That was literally a scorpion. Get over here. Man. Before, better if Cries joins other group. We can do that. They are suggesting... Okay, that'll work. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do a quick switcheroo. Both Johnny and Rick open up a group in LFG under Molten Core. And then they'll just like switch. They'll send Chrysler over to Johnny, and Johnny will send somebody over to Team Rick. So we'll do a bit of a switcheroo. So open up the group right now. Johnny will need to open up the group himself as well, whenever we get a second. Because Rick got his, and then Chrysler will just need to hop out and go to the other group. Johnny, whenever you list yours. Okay, so he needs 1 second. John needs a second, but once he lists up, I'll let you guys know. Windwalker is good. Big damage uploader played right. Yeah, no, Windwalkers are very, very good. I did a couple of keys recently with a group of people, and one of them plays Windwalker, and he does a lot of damage. They do really strong damage. Yeah. Windwalker is worth playing? I think so, yeah. I wanted to see Windwalker gameplay, and I'm considering playing War Within. Last time I played Shadowlands, it got deleted. Yeah, Windwalkers are really good. They still have a bit of this like squishy factor to them. Okay, both groups are listed. You could send Cries over to Team Johnny, and Johnny could send one over to Team Rick. Yeah, I guess could do that team switcheroo right now. Both teams are up. Both teams are found in LG Molten Core, and you guys can send Cries over to the other team. Just let them know. Yeah, Windwalkers are good right now. Right, it's probably the best season for them in a while. They're very, very strong. I don't think they're a meta pick, but they're very strong. Definitely not a weak class right now. Mod is even fully geared and can out damage almost everyone. RBGs except Boomies. Yeah, no, I mean Boomies can just have that range advantage. Starfall, Moonfire, right? They just cleaves everybody. Windwalkers cannot like hit literally the entire team, especially when they're spread out. But if they're clustered together, you could just obliterate the entire team by yourself, basically. Yeah, you can do a lot of damage. You are still kind of squishy, so you will have to rotate cooldowns actively. But otherwise, yeah, good to hear. I'm gonna try War Within then. It's a very fun season right now. Whether you're raiding, Mythic Plus, PvP, I guess it depends who you ask. I've been having fun with it. I feel like if you haven't played the game in a while, I feel like the Solar Shuffle easy EQs and BG Blitz easy EQs are probably going to be nice to start with. I think it's going to be kind of nice. But yeah, PvP definitely I think needs a bit more tuning for classes. A little more regular tuning, I'd say. But otherwise, yeah. Yeah, but War Within so far in general has been really fun. Season 2 in particular has been a blast, and you got a big turbo boost gear thing, so you're able to gear up very, very quickly to catch up to everybody. It's super, super nice. First prize ready. Beautiful. Beautiful. We are here. Rick just gotta delist his team and we'll be good to go. They picked up Cobra. Wait, did they send Cries over but picked up Cobra? Is that what happened? The swap one Warlock for the other. That works though. That works. I wonder how Cries would do against Rick and Cobra. I don't like Undermine Raid. The epic sets look not the best and the mounts could be better. You don't like it? I actually like it a lot. I've talked to a bunch of my friends. A lot of them like the fights because we just recently completed the tier. We killed Galley Mythic. And like a lot of people in our guild love the fights. Like they're all really good. Like there's no bad fights really. Like Neruba Palace, there was some bad fights. Dragonflight, there were some bad fights that people didn't want to be part of or didn't want to do it again. Like there were some really messy fights in Dragonflight that were just not that fun to re-clear. But Undermine so far has been pretty good in comparison. Maybe like, I guess if you compare it to older expansions, maybe the feeling would be different. But like in the recent time, everybody seems to be enjoying it. The sets, I feel like some recolors are better than others, but the actual sets I like a lot. Like the Rogues is a piratey set. Oh, I love it. Not everyone's favorite, but it is objectively one of the best sets out there. Easily. Not everybody wants to be a pirate, but like, dude, how often do you get like a skull helm aesthetic? It's so good. Honestly, I'm pretty sure they'll have some ninja looking garbage that they usually have always for every set. Next patch, probably going to be an ethereal set, which will look pretty dope. I guess they already had an ethereal set in Urban Palace though, didn't they? Then you guys into a Tiger Feast, I think. Beautiful. I like him on Spider Raid. Yeah, a lot of my guildies and friends like this raid a lot better than the Nuremberg Palace Spider Raid. Yeah, like Nuremberg was alright, but like it didn't have too many cool or memorable fights. Like Kai'Veza was cool. I think Queen was pretty good on Mythic. It was alright. Council was whatever, in my opinion. ONYXIA sucked. Just absolutely awful. Nobody wants to see that again. ONYXIA was bad. It was a weak for a boss. It wasn't fun at all. And the first 4 bosses are kind of forgettable. Like, third boss was alright. Second boss was just a loop pinata. First boss was just, it's okay. Fourth boss was annoying, the bridge guy. It was alright, but like, it was just a lot of movement. Yeah. When I saw that set, I initially thought Servants from Soul Calibur. Really? Cervantes? Okay. I am hoping we get some cool Voidy sets. Even if we are getting an Ethereal raid next season, which I hope it is, on Koresh, that'd be dope. Which hopefully everybody will get some cool Ethereal ass armor. That would be sick, dude. Because you know how Ethereals have like bandages and like you don't see the bodies, but they're like just a shimmer? What if they did that for all the class sets? For like their own identities? Like a proper Void Walker Warlock set. That'd be sick. You know what I mean? Black ain't gonna be back in a Survival versus Cries. Switching over to the other team, over with Team Leo. We got ourselves Survival Hunter trying to see if he can get himself a proper go here. Does it start out with a Chimeric Poison? I don't think he started out with a Chimeric Poison. I was expecting that. Drink it out for Warlock really early on. Got himself an Infernal, trying to go for a Fear. It's going to be a quick kick onto Blackie with a Silence right after. As Christ actually put quite a under decent bit of pressure, but look at Blackie. So far, Christ is not going to do any damage. He has got to open, what, 2 portals right now. 3 portals. That's about it. Mortal Coil, finally trying to cast a Kesbold. But Blackie's health is already half. Just from that Infernal alone. Just from Infernal and a bit of dot damage. Fear on the main pet, so he won't be able to go for a pet sack, which is unfortunate. Second BCC catching Blackie out here. Cry's trying to be very, very careful with his cooldowns. Chaos Bolt is definitely going to put Blackie behind stun. Chaos. Oh! Nothing could have been done there, dude. Not having a pet sack for the first bolt. It was clean. Seko going to be up next as the Outlaw Rogue rushing in. Tap on Cries. There's going to be a Succubus immediately catching it with a Succubus CC. Do you trinket it? That is the question here. Do you trinket? Do you not? Do you trinket the Fear? Because that's a lot of cooldowns going and try to trinket with advantage. Cloak of Shadows. Okay, very, very aggressive use of Cloak. I guess Cries does not have an Infernal, so that actually may be alright. But, oh man, it's going to be tough either way though. Seko does get hit with dodge. The grapple hook around the corner. Succubus may be able to catch you. Unless you have another grapple. You do have the pet. So attacking the pet and building calm points off of it while behind the pillar. Actually a really good move. It'll give you a lot of calm points, cooldown reduction, all that. Actually a really good move. Plus it forces out a lot of pressure on the Succubus. Actually not even the worst to kidney a Succubus. Because you could always vanish Sheep Shot Cries. Not the worst, honestly. Cries not having an easy time really catching up to Seko. Does hit him with a Mortal Coil into a stun. Vault 1. Cataclysm right after. That combo. Smoke Bomb is down. But at this point, man, that is rough. Best you can do is try to pre-feint some of your goes. As it's going to be a blind under Cries. Does land a kidney. Succubus isn't enough there. It just doesn't have a Succubus CC. Technically, Cries does not have any defenses, but the Succubus, yeah, does end up catching though. That is unfortunate. Another fresh fear for Cries. Doesn't sit long on him whatsoever, however. That is unfortunate. Cries trying to see if he can get himself an angle. For Seko, he's kind of left with not a lot. Vanish is back up unavailable. He does have Killing Spree. He needs to get a lot more of those over onto Cries. Using it on Succubus, I guess better than nothing. Better use it on something than nothing. Because it is going to prime your next 2 Sinister Strikes or ambushes with an extra Hidden Blade. Unless you're playing Fatebound. Oh! For some reason, I thought he was going to live the Chaos Bolt. Nope, they ain't living that. Sham charges up next. Reflect off of Christ, but does send a bolt into Sham. And Sham is already at half health from a single bolt. This guy into a full gateway. I don't know if he can catch up or just go for line of sight. Needs a kick or something. Does leap him. Kicks like landed. That's the only stun on the shadow. Lockdown on the shadow. Could just go for a bolt right after or just spam incinerates. But Christ trying to see if he can back up out of there. Sham needs to pick up a lot of Maelstrom and a lot of healing. Elder Blast does connect. Trying to see if he can juke a kick. Does get a juke and trick it out for Sham. Trying to see if he can pressure going in. Fear. I don't know if he got Tremor. Looks like Tremor has been used already. Sham does get hit with a second CC. Do you go for a bolt? No, he doesn't have a bolt right after, but does have some random demon. Pretty sure he just had a random demon bolts flying in. I don't even know who that connected with. Unless you hit a totem or something. Free bolt out of a portal. Does give himself Tempest procs into a Mortal Coil. Chaos Bolt right after. Oh, Bulwark absorbing all that damage, but Bulwark just gets consumed, eaten up immediately by a bolt, and Christ isn't out of options for damage either. Stun lock with that totem. Second stun is up and coming. Is going to be proper lockdown by Sham, but a port immediately for Christ. Tempest do connect from a distance. As long as you get in those Tempest procs, all Christ has to do is just poke his head out from behind the pillar, and you can punish him for it. Fear off of a wall. He's got himself a really good go here. Hold on a second. Massive go for Cries. Does go for a Dark Factory here, but actually under a bit of a under pressure. Because Sham, look at his health. He's actually recovered quite a lot. All those Tempests and Lightning Bolts that he can get flying onto Cries, even Elder Blast, it gives him a free Maelstrom heal. So he spends that Maelstrom aggressively, gets a free heal. So he basically double dips into every single one of his Maelstroms. Every single one of them. Second BCC, portal up into a stun, Shadow Fury. Do you have a second bolt? Cataclysm? He's gonna connect, do a bit of damage, but no second block. Does have himself a try to go for a kick. Did not connect though. I think, at least I'm pretty sure he didn't connect. Wall out for Sham. Does himself Bloodlust. Lots of potential Maelstrom. Also playing the Corruption of Tentacle, but an Infernal around the corner is going to try to see if he get a stun onto Christ. Does connect with the stun totem, but took the gateway while stunned. So he's out of dodge, out of scot-free. That Infernal is going to do a lot of damage here with Conflagrations. Elder Blast around the corner. Does give Sham a little bit of healing. Has mana to work with. Look at the amount of damage that Infernal does to him, man. It is wild. Gets a kick on a Christ. It's a short one though, very, very short. Succubus catches him for a second. Cries, do you have a double bolt? If he has double bolt, that could be massive. Grounding totem? No, not a grounding totem, just a bolt 2. Bolt 3. Oh, it's over. Oh, oh my God, it's just rough. With Rig being last, second to last left, they still got burned. Hold on, Rig gotta find a way to lock down Cries. Cries maybe looking at a bit of a weird spot right now. Shadow Fury got a Cataclysm on all these pets. That's going to give him lots of resources, but with Rick pushing in, he knows it's going to be under a ton of pressure. Mortal Coil getting sent in, and this is an opportunity for Rick to really collapse a lot of damage onto Cries. Does get himself a bit of a reflect with Nether Ward, but he's in a weird spot right now. Does get himself a setup. Fell Hunter switcheroo, so he's not playing Succubus. He's going to go for a kick onto Rick, and if he can go for like a banish, you could actually banish one of his pets, right? I don't know if you talented into it, but that'd be huge. Able to catch up a little bit of health. Rick is just going to continue sending out armies of demons back to back, using the Felguard to spawn in demon doggers and other pets to make sure that all these pets attack the Felguard or the Fel Puppy, and then he's going to redirect them back to Cries. Except for the imps, they kind of have a mind of their own, but still, it's going to give you a ruination, lots of resources. It's going to force the Cries bet to send and make a new fresh pet, or pull his pet back and possibly even have to heal it. Definitely going to put him under pressure, as the Felguard actually did end up running away. Look, Cries, look at him. He recovered a lot of health while behind the pillar. While they were both disengaged from one another for a second, Rick was building up an army, while Cries was building up his own health. Wall in 20 seconds. Infernal very, very soon. For Cries, this could be a huge go here. Tyrant is going to be in play. Cries does have his soul ripped out of his body, so he's kind of limited on what he can do right now. Potentially might have to go for a gateway. Mortal Coil does connect, surrounded by demons. Will need something here. Axos to follow. Does drop in an Infernal. That's going to add a bit of pressure to Rick, but also give him lots of resources. Cries with the reposition. Try to see if he can get out of dodge. Does have a Warlock Hellstone, as well as another ward. Might potentially be able to use it. Wall is out and used right now. Shadow Fury around the corner. Or no, Shadow Fury on these pets. Just going to use them for resources. Fear on the main Felguard. Rick will not have an axe toss. I don't know if he realizes that. He's taking a little bit of pressure back behind the pillar. Cries with a bunch of boards back to back. He does eventually, hopefully, will have the Felguard. Fairly low on health. Might be able to just to execute it, but he's able to kite it out. Slows it and just not letting that thing touch him whatsoever. Trinkets out of the axe toss. Rick continuing to eat bolts back to back. More Dreadstalkers, but a quick kick. I don't know if Cries can reconnect. He got a Mortal Coil. Fear on one of the pets. Second pet is in play. Mortal Coil for both. Does give Cries a bit of a heal, but also gives him a bit of a reset. I think Cries wants to see if he can finish this duel right here, though. Try to get whatever damage he can around the pillar. Rick also got a lot of recast here as well. I don't know what Cries can do in this situation. Fear on the main pet. Maybe drain. That's all you can do, right? Shadow Meld? No, I think it's over. Melded? Ported? I think it's over, yeah. That was some work, man. Cries held his own. It took Rick to take this man down. But even then, Rick did not even have like an easy match. It was a hard-fought match. It took a long, long while until he could overpower Cries with those demons. Eventually, they do go down. As long as you keep being persistent with those demons, eventually they go. And Rick is just left with not a lot here. Even through the wall, barely alive. Does go for Warlock Hellstone with a Dark Pact as well. Ripping the soul out of Me's body just to reduce some of the damage he's doing. Is going to be a full stun. Block to follow. Breaks out of it. Trying to see if he can get some shatter value. No more block though. No more block. There's going to be another ward. Trying to go for Rare Frost, but another ward stops it. That is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I still got him some Char Hounds and even more pets. Me just needs a couple more globals for Rig. Just a couple more lances would do it. Just a couple more. Does get himself one more random Frostbolt. Wally. Is it enough though? Axe toss. Does have a blink. Yeah, does take it. The Overlord almost taken him though. With that cleave, and me left with not a lot here. Does have a last block, but Bird should not have any issues, I think. Unless somehow me is able to escape him. Land Polly's, it's gonna be, I think it's in Demon Hunter's Court here. Pretty sure it's in Demon Hunter's Court. Does get himself a couple of those hits. Polly does immune it. Does immune it into a prison. As long as you get a proper stun. Yeah, Hunt. I mean, without Hunt, dot alone. And a glaive. Yeah, clean glaive cut. Man, Eloise is going to be up next. Bird and Eloise. DH versus DH. I don't think these two ever dueled each other. Maybe in the past weeks, but haven't dueled each other tonight. Definitely not. The Bird is trying to see if he can chill behind the pillow for a second. Eloise is going to be the one with a cooldown advantage right now. Bird is going to be a little bit behind. Just a slight little bit behind. Is Eloise Eldraki or the Felskard? Does trade in the Fear and a stun into a stun right after that. The trades. Second stun into Bird right after with a cleave out for Eloise. Try to see if we can go for full sigils into a Fear into Eloise as another trade comes through. Yo, these CC trades are pretty awesome to look at, honestly. In prison, I think Eloise should also have it in prison of their own. Try to go for it. A Hunt does connect Bird with the Darkness, trying to see if he can maybe live it. And Eloise and Bird are just throwing everything they have at each other. Darkness helping either one of them out. Eloise flying up in the air. Does Bird go behind the pillar? He does catch some cover. Not before he in a couple of those fell lances, which is going to make it a little bit of a tougher situation for him. Eloise charging back in, leaping right after. Stun to follow Bird. Got himself big sigil. Eloise with a bit of a backflip. Bird just needs a little more damage. Stun into Bird. Does have a trinket. I-beam right after. Does have immunity. Is going to go for Blade Dance. Cleave down. Eloise just gets stunned. Oh, Bird picking it up a kill. Well done, well done. Bird picking one up with Leo going to be up next. Are they going to give Bird a chance to recover? I don't think they have a mage on team 1, so it's not like he might be able to sit down for food. Right? You guys say mage? No, I don't think he does. What you could do is, if Bird has that one where you can spell steal from Leo to rip a soul out of his body, you could walk up and spam that until you get enough healing. That could be a way for him to get recovery on an honor duel. I don't know if you're running the talent though. I don't know if you're running the talent. Demon Hunter got more survivability, don't they? I don't think so. I feel like they've been kind of squishy as of recently. At least as of this expansion, they felt pretty squishy for PvP. They're kind of okay for PvE, but even then, they're not even the tankiest. I think the tankiest class for PvE content is Death Knight. Death Knights do have... What are you doing? What are you doing, bud? What are you doing? I hate how I can't see the rest of your animation. Normally with Hearthstone or Flame, there's just like these fires that appear all around you, but I can't see them. Is that because I'm on like same team as you or enemy team? I literally can't see them. Yeah. Actually, I have no idea. That's cool. Wait, Bird is actually recovering a little bit of health. Okay, I guess they just giving him a chance to get a proper reset. I like it. We're just gonna have to wait here for a second, boys. Missed doing these been a while. Shane, you're more than welcome to join us ever, man. Is that played though? Hey, War Within so far has been pretty fun. If you are going to be coming back to the game at any point, War Within with the Turbo Boost has been very, very fun. And Season 2 has been one of the best seasons in M+ specifically. Dungeons, even Doubts feel pretty good. Raids are pretty good. Like, this is a really good season. Just overall fun. I think it started out a little slow, but now that you have a lot of content, you have Nightfall to at least get you started with some gear. You have Valor boxes for easy conquest pieces. You have Visions are back. This has been a lot of fun. Actually a ton of fun. Lots of collectibles to obtain. Yeah, so there's a lot going on now, and we got a new event coming up soon too. Definitely they should have released this event earlier with 11.15, but pretty fun either way. Bird trying to see if we can fight him, but against Leo. What do you do in that situation? At least you give a proper honor duel, but Cries dude back to being a terrifying force of unstoppable or nearly unstoppable power. Definitely not making it easy for those boys. Let's get us just one more going for the night, boys. Yeah, uno mas, uno mas, uno mas. Get us just one more going, baby. Oh, also they got a Diablo event coming up soon in 11.17, and you're gonna be able to get this horse, but like a recolor of this horse. Like a more detailed version, I think. And then a bunch of tier 2 sets. They got like a different version of the tier 2 sets as well in the on the PTR. What are those sets? Would they be lower? Because they're a lot higher on PTR. Is it anniversary sets? Yeah, the anniversary sets. They have a recolor coming out. Like a red recolor for everybody. Except for Rogue. It's gonna be a black recolor. It's gonna look good. Johnny's ready. Is Rick ready? In LOG. Okay, we got one more spot then. One more spot for Rick. If you guys want to join in with the welcome to. Yeah, the Imperious Charger. Yeah. So this is the Tyrael Charger, but they're gonna get an Imperious Charger. And it's gonna be like a Diablo style event. So it should be pretty cool. Should be pretty fun. We did more for PvP because they're on PvE. Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, for PvP, at least they got it locked down to the point where, like, all the gear and everything feels kind of like gearing for PvP. It's pretty straightforward. You know, you get conquest, you get honor, you do world PvP, you get stuff done. So yeah, it's all pretty straightforward. While you guys find one more, let me BRB real quick. Yeah. Well, BRB. 1 second. We're back, baby. We need one. Need an uno mas. We're trying to slay an unplus. Colossus is fun, but I want to see if the other side is like. In case he becomes stronger, lol. Yeah, I haven't actually played Slayer Warrior ever. I think Fury maybe at most, and all you do is Blade Storm, and then you get executes. But as arms, yeah, it's just a Blade Storm type of build. And it's fairly good in single target, but I like Colossus a lot. I think it's super fun. Demolish is a button that's just very satisfying to press. First time playing Warrior DPS since SL. I think they're fun. Yeah, Slayer's better. You think so? Take your word for it then, because you're a Warrior. You play Warrior. I don't. I just know that I like Colossus, but maybe I need to give Slayer a go and try as well. Is Slayer better for M+? Or just rating? Or PvP? Yeah, trying to slay an M+. I thought Colossus was better, but maybe I'm wrong on that. There's over 600 KDPS difference in mythic class between them. That seems like a lot. But then again, is there so much difference because top tier players and everybody that's like pushing is Colossus, and then barely anybody playing or more casual play Slayer? I mean, there's going to be a difference between a casual player and like a top tier player, you know? But if let's say top tier player, one was Slayer, one was Colossus, would there actually be that much of a difference? Colossus is miles ahead. That's what I mean though, right? Like, I feel like if you have like both top tier players played both hero specs, then you would have like a bit of a barometer. I guess you could also sim, right? Unless you talk about sims. Yeah, I thought you meant Archon for some reason. Then you guys into a Lordaeron. We've done big arenas. I'll do a small one. And this one's probably going to be the last one for the night, boys. Unless it ends up being like a 4-minute, 5-minute arena match. I think this is probably going to be the last one for the evening, because I do got to get some food and some work stuff done. I woke up super early, so it's really my fault. We're ending early because of me. I am the problem. But no, I really do got to do a lot of stuff. I don't think I'm doing any raids tonight or doing keys this evening either. I think we're setting up for Monday. Hell yeah, dude. Warthro's almost getting out 3K. Let's go, baby. Sweet, let's see how Red can do it. Hell yeah, dude. Reds are really good in 1v1s. They're really good. Reds might be one of the best 1v1 classes right now. One of the best. Good Twitch. Got ourselves Bird over for the team 1 ready to go. We got ourselves Foe. I'm just gonna call you Foe. We got ourselves Ralphus. I like that mage hat. We got Rick as well as Sham versus Cries Bad over for the team 2. They're not setting him first this time. We got Eloise looking fantastic. And we're going to be first up versus foe. Shadow Priest versus Arms Warrior. I actually think normally, previous expansions, any melee versus Shadow Priest, normally Shadow Priest loses. However, I feel like Shadow Priest has gotten so much better as of recently that I think there's actually a bit more of an even-ish match. Foe just trying to see if he can somehow shake the pressure off. If they can do it, you might be okay. But while Envy just constantly on him, I think it might be Lights, actually. I think it might be Lights. Unless you disperse. Yeah, Lights. Dispersed earlier, actually, so didn't have much. Never mind. I still think Shadow Priest can do well, but yeah, I don't think it's like easy. I think a lot of the times, like, you just paper. Historically, Shadow Priest have always been literally made out of paper, and melee classic can just walk up and tear him up. Not always, because maybe like in Classic WoW, when fears were as strong as they were, because you didn't really have a lot of classes that could really deal with fears super effectively. I feel like fears made things a little different. Plus the healing of Shadow was a lot different, a lot better in some cases. But yeah, definitely paper compared to play classes. And we just try to see if we get on top of Rick, but he's just getting surrounded by demons. Even though he finally has good uptime, parry is up and available. Unless he can get himself some decent damage or some kind of a heal, I think there's just not much you can do. It's just so much overwhelming power with Christ rushing out versus Rick. Rick just used a lot of his offenses, and this is an opportunity for Christ to get a bit of a rematch and a bit of a revenge onto Rick. Stuns him, Cataclysm right after. Axe toss, trying to see if he can interrupt him. Shadow Fury to follow him. Fear right after, and that's going to be a bit of a defensive for Cries with the shield. Dark Pact got himself a swap out to a pet, not playing the succubus, swapping out to a kick pet, and Rick is going to try to see if he can get more pets in, but it's going to be able to interrupt some of them, at least some of them, and also the pet can remove whatever buffs Rick gets. So that can be huge. Wall is going to use into a full reflect out for Cries, trying to see if he can back up out of there. Ruination does not connect, it feels like. I'm swapping the wrong person, so I'm so sorry. Shadow Priest balance. My targeting is a little different. I normally would target Rick as 4 because Priest was 2 or 1. I think it was 2. But now I'm having to like readjust it in my brain on the fly. Interrupt again onto Rick. Cries sitting about half his health. That's a lot of damage as the Chaos Mother just barrels down on him. Get himself a Warlock House, and I don't think it even matters. Holy! Rick asserts the demonology dominance, baby. Cries is a fantastic Destral Warlock. That being said, Rick is an amazing Demonology Warlock, and those two are very evenly matched. And Rick walked into this one, just burned cooldowns into the Warrior, so he's down offensively, but also now he's down defensively as Me's able to swipe him out very quickly. Cries definitely put him on the spot, definitely put him through his paces, used everything to keep himself running, and eventually you just run out of steam. Ralk immediately with that magic immunity ice block for Mies, having to go for it, but it's going to be a lot of recovery, man. How the Hunter hit me for 9 million fully geared in a game and enchanted. Yo, Hunter's doing a lot. What, that's an aim shot 9 mil? What, in like a Ash run while running with the relic buff, the artifact? I can see something like that, but that's they've been trying to reduce some of the aim shot value, like more passive damage, less big burst damage. Aim shot, yeah, aim shots are huge. Aim shots is basically a chaos mode that you cannot interrupt. That's basically what it is. Ralph is able to get quite a bit of damage onto Mies. Does have a second block in case he needs to. Just try to see if he kind of Paladin out with slows, just keeping him at bay. Definitely needs to take away that Hand of Freedom as soon as you see it. If you can do so, you'll be able to slow down Ralph and keep keeping him at bay the entire time. Picking up a little bit of health. Does have an ultra in case he needs to. Definitely needs to keep the slows onto Ralph the entire time. For Mies, it is of utmost importance to be able to do so. Utmost importance. Just if you can keep him slowed, keep him at bay, because next Wake of Ashes and Dawnlight, that's gonna hurt. Try to see if you can slow him down. Hand of Freedom is available. Try to see if you can get the Dawnlight onto Mies. Got himself plenty of shields. Is gonna be able to reverse the blinks into a lay on hands, into a block. There's still a bubble available for Rockfist. So he's in a great spot right now. If you get some position Mies and hodge him so he blinks into a wall, I think that'd be ideal. Bubble right after as Mies try to see if you can get a proper stun on the guy. That's some work. I don't know if Mies Invis is helpful. Dawnlight still does connect. That is going to be shields at the very least, and Mies able to knock the guy back at least a little bit. Poly to follow. You don't have a lot of health to work with. You need shields. You need a heal. You need something, anything. I think it might be lights. Shifting power might be able to give you just enough shields. Does get himself a back blink to get some health back. Shields are back in, but the Dawnlight, dude, that pesky Dawnlight is back on you. I don't know what else you could do. Blessing us, sync us up. Ice wall just to give yourself some cover. Wait, Ring of Frost. Try to see if you can sit down for food. Is that consecration hitting you? Oh no! I like that ice wall strat. He's like, please leave me alone. Locked himself in a panic room. Oh, dude, paladins, man. They give mages a run for their money. But Ralk, however, does not have any immunities, and Leo able to stay on him the entire time, able to break away past the DK slows though, but he's yoinks back in. Hand of Freedom is not enough. One last quick cleave, taking you out. The Frosty Death. Oh man, it's just a lot of burst damage out of a Death Knight. Paladin can technically deal with it, but man, even last week, I think it was, yesterday actually, I think it was Leo and Saya. And Saya played it super carefully with Leo's cooldowns, like bubbled immediately. And everything. And he rotated his lay enhance and everything else. But it just wasn't enough, man. Just wasn't enough. Shemtar going to be up next, trying to see if he can get himself an angle. For Leo, is just an AFK strat. He got himself the dragon, actually. So he didn't have to use the dragon on the paladin, so you might just have to use it on here on Shem. But Shem, he's got to be very careful with that wall and burrow. Oh no, Shem does not have a burrow by the looks of things. So you might not be able to do that easily. Leo just trying to see if he can buy himself a bit of time. He's got to put Shem out in the open. Blind, does get a trinket. Silence to follow. Shem with a wall. You could probably just stun him. Rotate his stun, maybe. You might just have to. Yep. Might just have to rotate defenses on top of it too. Sham with no help whatsoever. Bulwark getting cleaved down. That's going to be TG added to the burst. Oh! Just what do you do in that situation, baby? I don't think there ain't much you can do about it. He bought himself just enough time to be able to get himself a proper go. Grip and bird right in while he's got riders. Those things are going to add a little bit extra damage to it. Blade Dance actually gives you quite a decent bit of shielding by the looks of it, huh? Actually absorbs a decent bit of damage. Remember when that thing used to be a proper dodge? You could dodge a kidney and dodge enemy attacks and possibilities. With that thing was nuts, dude. Tell the Gore dungeon. There was a boss at the end that had this frontal, and you could just dodge it for other people. You would just have to say Blade's Edge for it, or Blade Dance for it, but if you could time it, you just dodge for people. You just couldn't use the button outside of that. It was a button you wanted to use a lot, actually, back in the BFA. With like an artifact thing. Actually was worth it. Try to see if you can back up out of there. Silence, but grip back in, rushing out. Just needs to wait this out. Sees where the burst comes from. Stun to Leo. IBM to follow. Leo does have a bit of health left over with a death pack. It's going to be enough to bring back the victory for his team. Well done, well done. Well done, well done. Man, dude, watching Rick and Kryze clash in the middle was awesome. Watching Leo just absolutely just global people with that burst, also pretty awesome. Watching all of you guys play tonight in general has been really, really awesome, man. Thank you all so much for coming by, man. I appreciate you. You guys are awesome. These duels were fantastic. These were the last ones, though. It's 5, man. We gotta cut it off. I gotta go get food. I gotta get work done. Next week, chat. Friday, definitely EU duels. However, Saturday, depending if I get depending what kind of a message I get later today or over the next few days, might be back to NA. I'll let you know Friday, but Saturday may be an NA duel day. So we'll see. Because there's a guild that apparently does Mythic Plus. They reached out to me. They were like, yo, we do them in-house. We'd like for you to commentate, or if you ever wanted to make content out of it if you want. But also, we'd like to participate in duels sometime. And I'm like, yo, yeah, I actually would be cool. Maybe we could bring back NA duels. Would you guys be interested? They're like, yeah, I'll talk to the boys, let you know. So we'll see. GG, those went in. See you next week. See you next week, boys. I'll be back at least Tuesday. Probably not Monday. Yeah, I'll be back Tuesday. At this point, I feel like we got a schedule of me streaming Tuesday, Wednesday, and then streaming Friday, Saturday. I hate taking away streaming days from, like, you know, a Monday or a Sunday or any one of those days. But, like, dude, it helps me out a ton with video stuff. It helps me out so much. Every game is good. Those for all of it, dude. Those were fantastic videos. Thank you all so much for joining. You guys are all awesome. Thanks for joining and continuing to keep these going with me. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Does everyone see you next week, dude? Hell yeah, dude. These were awesome. I enjoyed these a bunch. We had Kryzer come back in. Like, what? I mean, that's just like an early birthday present, man. Early Christmas. Christmas came early with Kryzer in here. I mean, I want to come in. Yeah, I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you guys updated if the NA duels are a go or not. I can't say if it's a guarantee or not, but the plan right now is to hopefully bring it back online. I'll let you guys know by Friday at least. I'll see if that guild reaches out to me, but what they say when they reach back out to me. But yeah, if they are down, then maybe we'll do more duels on NA Saturday again, like we used to. Because I'm sure Chill will want to come back. Because next week we'll have the Death Knight buffs and all these other buffs. I'm sure Chills will want to come back, maybe Chicago. I'm sure Conan wants to come back and play. I'm sure WAP also would like to join into. You know, so we can have some of those homies. Because if that guild is making at least one 5-man group, then we can make a 5-man group like in-house and then duel each other, and that'll work out, right? So if you have a whole guild with people that have enough people to do 5v1, like 10 people, they can have one group and we can have another. Kind of like how we did with Krakow, right? He would get his homies, we'd get all of us in a group, and we'd rotate people out. We could do that over on the NA. That's all we would need. GG's though, you guys are all awesome. Thank you so much for coming by. You guys are amazing. I'll catch all of you Tuesday. Yeah? Alrighty, boys. Alrighty. Have a wonderful evening. Peace.